Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's R&R in the morning. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson.
Good morning.
Can we drop some names real quick to start the show? Because we're kind of big deals.
Yeah, let's do
So
it.
yesterday, Rudy and I are hanging out in Coach Jeff Traylor's office.
Yeah, he did that. I mean, it's true, though.
It's true. And Coach was saying that he didn't even know that this was a song.
Oh, he did say that.
He said, I thought that was just the intro to R&R. I had no idea that Kanye actually had taken that intro and made it a hit.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, me and my brother were headed to go fishing. He said they're going to the lake or something, and his brother's playing this song, and he was like, wait, this is a real song? I thought this was just
R&R.
He's like, I thought this was y'all's intro. I was like, really, Coach?
We're kind of a big deal. We hired Kanye, and you know that little ditty he wrote for us turned into a hit.
That was funny. I forgot about that. He did tell us that.
Oh, yeah, we were out yesterday at Pro Day. That was
interesting.
It really was. It is a difficult life becoming an NFL football player.
Trying to become one.
Yes, the process is almost unimaginable, I think, to most people. And we'll get into it during the show, but I just want you to consider the next time you are ever in a job interview, the next time you're ever in a situation where you're having to prove yourself to somebody, there's not 350 people watching.
Right.
Friends and family and cohorts and standbyers and media and everybody watching to see how you do something that might equate to your career or might not. It's like you're getting a job, and part of it is watching James do some kind of puppetry on my StreamYard. Part of it is
people asking him what he's eating.
Yeah, I was like
it's become a thing.
Oh, it has.
It's a thing on
our. I'm leaning in with Pop-Tarts.
What is eating this morning?
That was a big face.
A big face. But no, yeah, imagine, we got to talk about it. Because Rob and I were sitting there yesterday, and we were just kind of both looking at each other like, this is weird.
Say you went to a job interview and you said, yeah, I understand this program. I'm pretty good with PowerPoint.
Right.
They say, okay, everybody, all your I want you to call your friends and call your family and get everybody on this floor and call the media. Let's get some cameras. Put together a presentation now. Go.
Yeah. Tell your parents.
Oh, that's a little slow.
Sister.
Do it again.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know, the other guy we interviewed did it 3 seconds faster. Do it again.
Or, watching the broad jump. Like, oh, nope, he lost his balance.
Got to come back.
Do it again. He touched
count.
the ground with his hand. Do it again.
I found that just nerve-wracking. I felt
Very
for those
much
kids.
so.
I felt for them. But a good day. I think they all performed well. It was pretty impressive.
Very much so.
But I want to thank Coach Traylor having everybody out. It is a madness kind of a Thursday. They in town. We have guests. We got basketball today. We're going to be live out at Pinkerton's this afternoon as the Blitz goes live 4-7 there at Legacy Park. Beautiful place. Blitz is just going to pitch a tent there in the park.
Yeah, they're there the next 2 days,
They're there for today and tomorrow. Mike Jimenez will be out up in New Braunfels at John Wayne Air Conditioning today. Go by and see up there if you're headed up 35. But he'll be out live tomorrow at Pinkerton's. And then on Saturday, the Hangover, we're going to release them into the wild. They'll be down there for the ongoing broadcast.
You trust those wild dudes in public?
I don't know, man.
You trust those two in public? I don't know.
I got James and
I'm worried.
Jack.
No, I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding.
Well, I'm letting Jimenez out on his own today too.
In New Braunfels at a business.
Yeah, that's a little concerning.
You know what? John Wayne's in good hands, because if there's a guy that can talk and sell something.
Yeah, they speak the same language, don't they?
Dude, so there's this video, Rob, that's gone viral. So this lady, young lady, very young lady, she does this little TikTok, and then the caption, it says, basically like, dude, my husband's just sitting here around watching March Madness all day. This started last week. He's kind of like you. And she's like, I'm getting upset, and then I remembered my vows. And then the video cuts to their wedding, and the guy that's marrying him said, thick and thin, sickness and health. and through March Madness.
Oh, I love
It was
this guy.
It was in his vows that you got to love me through March Madness.
See, somebody showed him the manual ahead of time. He wrote that into the
So,
contract.
You know, it's a Sweet 16 day. I figured that's worth talking about because, you know, she's sitting there frustrated, like
Right.
a lot like, well, he didn't drug his wife. So his wife was wide awake while
Some
he
of
was.
us have to resort to
Yeah. So she's wide
narcotics.
awake last weekend, like frustrated, like, dude, you've been watching TV for 10 hours. And then she was like, but then I remembered my vows. So
Yeah.
props to him.
Props to him. Now, I have a feeling this is wife number 2.
No. He's like 22, 23.
Well, or his father gave him some sage. Somebody in his life gave him some extraordinary
What
advice.
is the person called that married you? What's the technical name?
The officiant.
Okay, the officiant must have been his homie.
Yes.
The officiant had to be his homie.
Like, dude, write this into the contract.
Yeah, like, hey man, put March Madness in your vows.
It's a good agent. Well, the Yingling Lager, it's lager than other beers.
Yes.
The Yingling Lager Hoop City going on at Pinkerton's Barbecue will be in effect whether we're there or not. You want to head down to Pinkerton's and celebrate with all those folks that are in town. I got tickets to give away to Alamo Heights tonight.
And they have a bourbon selection that you would not believe. I don't know if the owner is like a bourbon lover, but Pinkerton's bourbon selection. And Jason had told me about it before I went with them because we watched that Memphis UTSA game there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
and like, you know, all bars have bourbon, but this is top notch, above and beyond bourbon selection, along with great food. You know, I know y'all go for the food. I'm going like, let me try a bourbon flight.
Well, I said it yesterday.
You know, give me a bourbon flight.
I didn't know that, actually.
You didn't?
No, I didn't know about the bourbon.
You just go for the brisket and cheese.
The
Brisket and mac and cheese.
as we said yesterday. It tastes like sunlight.
Yeah.
Also, we got Daughtry coming to the Tobin Center.
Daughtry?
Next week, we're going to be giving away tickets.
Cool.
You know, I
don't know who Daughtry is, but I think it's cool.
I think he made it big on one of those talent show contests.
Oh. What, like America's Got Talent? Something like that?
Or American Idol or
Real Men and Genius. Odd Genius. I don't know what that is. Oh, well.
Real Men of Genius, the old Bud Light commercial.
Oh, got you. Yeah, Daughtry. Have you ever seen him?
No. I'll tell you, I so rarely go to, I'm not Minix. I don't do live shows and I don't do a lot of that. Oh, well, I do. It's just not something, it's a priority.
Right, I got you.
So I walked over to my mother's house yesterday.
Looking for food.
And
she's not cooking
no, she's
anymore.
not.
Leave her
She's
alone, man.
But I said, you know, I pick up mail, she picks up mail, we switch mail. Like I get, you know. So we're just sitting around exchanging mail. I said, so what's going on? How you been? I didn't see you yesterday. My mother went out to a concert. My mother went and jammed at Kenny G. She'd gone down to,
really?
Yeah, my 83-year-old parents went down to jam to Kenny G.
You didn't even hook him up? Didn't we give away Kenny G?
I think we did.
No. Okay.
Somebody in this building did.
Yeah.
Or somebody had them.
You know what? I've never been to Tobin.
Oh man, it's a phenomenal venue.
The acoustics in there are great.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Part of my riverboat tour days.
Okay.
The design was really mimicked one of the great opera houses in the world. I believe Amsterdam. I could be wrong there, but the acoustics are spectacular. The likes of which are world renowned.
Have you ever sat through an opera to make yourself feel make yourself look smart with a different couple, like gone like double date and sat through an opera to make yourself feel cultured? You've done that?
Oh, I've been to, yeah.
And do you like opera?
No.
Is this something that I should do?
No.
No?
Man,
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think I would thoroughly enjoy opera. I would if it was in English. If I had any freaking idea what was going on other than the song and, you know, the extravagant, you know, stabbed in the heart. Well, that guy hates that guy. I can tell that now. I couldn't tell by the song.
Right.
That's really been the barrier. That and, you know, if the chairs are too comfortable, I'm out. I'll be asleep.
See, the only thing I've done for whatever reason, when we were in school, our schools thought it was cool to take us to the symphony.
Oh yeah, we did too.
Is the symphony? That's the closest
That's
to an
still
opera.
fun.
That's the closest to an opera I'll ever be. And it's not opera.
And you went to the pops thing so they were playing all the songs that we all know, like Peter and the Wolf.
Right. And then they used to take us to the bread place that smelled like you could eat it,
of course,
before you got there.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. My wife is a teacher.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is field trip day. They're going to the zoo.
See, that's a cool field trip. What made them think a bunch of 9-year-olds wanted to go to the symphony?
Because it was free.
Oh, like I'm 9. Like you know what I mean? Like
They're
I'm
trying
just
to culture you up, Rudy.
at 9. You know what I did use the symphony for? A chance to sit next to my crush.
Yes. But
That's
at least
it.
you heard it and you remember it. You've been to the symphony.
1,000 times. That's why I remember it. Like, what is this? Like, our kids go on cool field trips. The zoo, that's cool. That's what children want to do. We want to eat cotton candy, and we want to look at animals, and we want to throw popcorn at the monkeys, even though they tell us not to.
My
That's
wife,
kid stuff.
my wife, you know, do you want to go? You could help. So, you know, I got to be down at Pinkerton's. It's a kind of a big deal. It's important. It's work.
You turned down chaperoning a bunch of 6-year-olds?
You know, I said, well,
wow.
I'll go if I can take my own sack lunch and wrap my RC Cola in aluminum foil to keep it cold. I'll go if I can do the old school fancy lunch that your mom would make you when you were going on the field trip.
Yeah, that the sack lunch was always solid.
You get the old school insulation with the foam, with the aluminum foil, which I'm pretty sure it did work.
It did.
It was the origins of the Yeti.
Wow.
Well, we left work, and as usual, when we leave work, news happens.
Dude.
Yesterday,
Every
Tyreek
day.
Evans
Every
is
day.
now a Miami Dolphin in the trade. We're certainly going to look very closely at that.
Schefter, I swear Schefter says Robin Rudolph.
Playoff
Somebody
work
check. Somebody check Robin Rudolph. All right, let's break Tyreek.
So the good news is we get a long 20 hours to kind of percolate it and sieve it through our own prism and give it to you. And we'll look at that at 7:30. It is a remarkable deal. This is a crazy time in the NFL. You wonder if this is it, that the NFL has now become the NBA and Major League Baseball, where stars are going to be short term, or is this one of those abhorrent, everybody spends everything they got because they don't know what tomorrow is going to be like and will pay the price tomorrow?
NFL's being so greedy with the news.
They sure are.
They're like, wait. New York mayor changed the rule. Break Tyreek Evans. You know what I'm saying?
News?
That's just being greedy.
Cue the Dolphins.
Like, go away, NFL. You got the draft in a few weeks. Go away. No, we love it.
No, we do love it.
We love it.
And also the effect on the two teams. Then you got the outliers. Brian Flores. How's this dude feel today?
Like I told y'all, they didn't like me. Look, as soon as I leave, they spend $200 million.
They got everything I asked for. And it came to the new occupant. It said, the trade said to Brian Flores or occupant. An occupant gets this.
His lawyer called him and said, Brian, this is a good thing. Okay? Stay with me. This is a good thing. They're spending $200 million as soon as you walk out the door. You were sabotaged, my brother.
This looks really good.
We're going to get paid.
In front of a jury.
Sit tight.
Who's the new Dolphin coach?
Mike McDaniel.
This dude's about to be a rock star.
We'll
guy
talk
is
about this
about
at
to be a
7:30.
cult rock star. I can just feel it.
We'll talk about it at 7:30.
The Spurs opened an entire can of whoop ass on an AAU team last night.
Fletcher looks like Mike.
They scored 80. Fletcher looks like who?
Mike McDaniel.
That's a compliment.
I don't see it, actually.
I don't either. It was kind of racist.
Well,
I thought he was a minority.
Oh, damn, he is. I forgot he's not white. Damn it. This is all wrong. Spurs beat up on Portland last night.
I'm going to stay off of that grass. I'm not going to go step on that
Come
grass.
Come over here, Rob.
No.
We've been awaiting you.
No.
You having a good hair day, buddy.
I'm having a good hair day?
Yeah.
I showered. I cleaned up. I slicked up.
It's because it's Sweet 16.
It's Sweet 16 day. I'm excited.
Yeah, you're having a good hair day, bro.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I like giving people their flowers.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I work hard on my hair.
Do you?
No.
Oh.
I was like, do I? I'm looking in the.
Do you have to go like, honey, I don't have my hair stuff anymore. Can you go to the store? Do you have a product
I have
that
product.
you stick to?
Yeah, I have product.
Okay.
Loves giving people their flowers. Rob's having a nice hair day. You look like Mike McDaniel.
You do. I saw
This guy's about to be a cult rock star. I can sense it coming.
Okay.
The Spurs take down the Trailblazers in ridiculous fashion last night. 81 points in the first half.
Man, Portland's not hiding it at all.
No,
We're at the stretch run. Let's get these ping pong balls.
I think as we walked in this morning, as I saw Pledge at the blessed early AM, first thing Pledge says, these guys are going to screw around and get themselves in the playoffs. Because we got a big game coming up. The Lakers actually played pretty well last night. They go down to a Sixer team that just has got too much. But the Pelican-Laker game, Spurs fans pay close attention to that as they get ready to go on, because it's going to play a role in what the Spurs are doing. I kind of buried the lead today. We're excited. It's 7:45. Lewis Black, stand-up comedian extraordinaire, is going to join us. He's headed towards San Antonio to put on a show, and he's going to join us for a little bit. For those of you that are Lewis Black fans, just expect a little bit of rage. Just a little bit. He tends to get himself worked up. I don't know how many cups of coffee he will have had. He made his bones on the Daily Show back in the day with Jon Stewart for the Back in Black segment, if you're curious.
Okay.
Coming to SA, he'll join us. He went to UNC. He's a North Carolina grad. Nice. I wonder if he's a basketball fan.
I wonder if you went to UNC, you got to be, right? It's like,
you'd think so.
I don't know. Don't want to assume.
The mayor of New York has changed the status of mask wearing for athletes. So
and entertainers.
For entertainers and athletes. So Kyrie gets to come play.
His first game back at home will be Sunday versus, I want to say, Charlotte.
Now,
I don't know.
They still have a small problem with Canada.
If that's where they go for a play-in.
If they still face a play-in game and have to go and deal with Toronto. Toronto has a better record. We'll host that. But it's certainly the outlook certainly improved for the Nets. And we knew it was coming. But you wonder if the mayor of New York is not so much a Nets fan, but is a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Because this seems to be more about baseball than it does basketball.
So right now, as it stands, roster, they're sitting in the 8th. So they would be at home right now. They would be at home versus the Hornets, or I don't know how that works, but right now they'd be at home. So that they're good right now.
Katie Goodman will be here at 8:30.
Like that,
it is an unfriendly friendly.
It's
a
never
qualifier.
Yeah.
It's never a friendly.
What's a qualifier? That's the wrong term, right?
I don't care if there's no
friendly.
I don't care if there's no World Cup. I take great pride in beating up on a Mexico team that thinks they're Brazil, thinks they're France, thinks they're Germany, thinks they're Italy. They're not. You're just a little bit better than us.
Our Rock the Mic finalist will join us at 8:30. Katie Goodman, our resident soccer expert, as we look toward a game that
matters.
It does matter.
It's a qualifier, number one, but
beyond.
Number two, it's Mexico.
But it's the U.S. men's team, so my expectations, shall we say, are rather low.
And we have some injuries.
Oh, see, we already got excuses.
You know what? We got headlines, man. I'm not
no excuses.
I'm not about to listen to you just destroy our men's team like you love to do.
Yeah, I'll let Mexico take care of that for me, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I don't want it. I want it the other way. Trust me.
I know.
Well, I think the Americans have won like the last 3 or 4, right?
Something like
that. I also recall they lost to the fighting Trinidad and Tobagans.
Yeah, there's that.
Let's get your headlines, the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
News broke basically as soon as y'all went off the air yesterday.
As always.
The Chiefs gave Tyreek Hill permission to seek a trade. Immediately, the Dolphins and Jets got involved. Now, Tyreek Hill is a Miami Dolphin. The Chiefs, in return, got 5 draft picks, including a 1st, 2nd, and 4th this year. And Hill got himself a brand new shiny contract from the Miami Dolphins at 4 years, $120 million, 72.2 of that guaranteed. If you're doing math at home, that is $30 million a year, resetting the market on wide receivers that Devontae Adams set just a few days ago.
Hold my beer.
We're going to talk about it coming up.
It.
But the thing is, and when Rob just said it again, damn, Amari Cooper's deal looks good.
It suddenly looks a whole lot better a week later.
That makes 9 Pro Bowlers traded this offseason.
I love it. I love it. Storylines over integrity, baby.
And boy, we got him.
Yep.
Moving on.
Headline 1.
ESPN's Diana Rossini reports that the Colts didn't pursue Jimmy Garoppolo because of his recovery timeline from shoulder surgery.
You know what? I've been so caught up on Dak's shoulder, I forgot all about Garoppolo's shoulder. He did play in that Rams game with a messed up shoulder. The Jimmy saga is still a weird situation, man. It's because of Trey Lance. If they hadn't drafted Trey Lance, I'm like, you know what? You just stuck with Jimmy. But them moving up to get Trey Lance, it's an interesting situation.
Psycho Ward 44 chimes in on our feed. Surprised we don't have an esports expert. We actually do. We have a show on Fridays called The Meta. We're very much into gaming. I recommend you find it. Moving on.
Katie Baba.
Yeah.
Yes.
Headline 0.
And finally, St. Peter's star nets an NIL deal as Peacock's Doug Eatert's amazing run in March got him an NIL deal with Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's a good story about the St. Peter's Peacocks. The kid's name. The shooter that hit the shot late to pull away from Kentucky. That, they're the Peacocks. They're, a little city school in Jersey City, just across the river there from New York. When they made the regional and we're going to go to Indianapolis, I mean, St. Peter's didn't have any money to send their cheerleaders or anything like that. Certainly wasn't in the budget to go to the NCAA Sweet 16. The Peacock Network stepped forward and chartered a bus for all of them to go. And every full-time student at St. Peter's gets a month free of the Peacock Network.
Awesome.
Forward.
I had not heard that till right now.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
news?
pretty cool.
When you look at the NCAA tournament, the product placement, pay very close attention to that because that's where the dollars are. There's talk about how the partners for the NCAA tournament, like Nike and Gatorade and Spalding and all the those that play a role in it, the value of the partnership. And according to those that quantify such things, the value of that is up by like 60% over the last couple of years. Nike outfitted about 60% of the teams that were in the tournament. Right. So the value of that logo being shown in every game was there. But the Spalding stanchion, the sign underneath the backboard, I mean, the padded stanchion underneath that, the value of that, consider what Spalding is getting from that.
Yeah,
12 hours a day for 4 consecutive days of the Spalding logo in front of your eyes without an individual payment.
And Peacock can do that with, you, Pledge, Jimenez, Joe, and Jason. They make enough money off y'all 4 to send St. Peter's wherever they need to go in the world.
I'm down. If that's where my money goes, I'm happy. I'd rather be that.
True. Than some CEO's pockets.
Or some goofy TV show that I'm never going to watch.
Great point.
Moving along.
That's the 411 and a 210.
So what was the total on this deal?
$72 million guaranteed, 4 years, $120 million, and 5 picks to the Chiefs.
For a wide receiver.
Yep.
Let's talk about the deal. Once again, the NFL power base has shifted, kinda. Tyreek's the Dolphin. What's Tua to do with all these weapons? Where does the pressure lie? And what's Kansas City up to? Huge deal, and the ramifications will ripple for the next couple of years. We'll look very closely again. Tyreek Hill is a Dolphin. You're on R&R in the morning, and this is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Do you have anything that's bothering you? I'm talking about those sprains and strains that we all get in our, whether it's your day-to-day life if you're older, or it's something that's part of your workout that's keeping you from working out. I want to recommend to you a Rosti. All of us have at some point have hurt ourselves, strained a muscle, pulled a back, frozen shoulder, whatever it might be. And you know what rehab time is like. You also know as you age that rehab time seems to take a bit longer. And the longer it goes, the more we get accustomed to living in pain. And that is no way to go. If you're living in pain constantly, that pressure it puts on your body wears on you in so many different ways. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. I want you to call my friends at Arasti because that's what they specialize in, getting you out of pain. Those muscle skeletal features, those pulls and strains, those snaps. I'll tell you what, they are experts at fixing that. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio. That's either a general practitioner, your general hang your shingle on a door, your physical therapist, your chiropractors. They all seek this designation because it's master's level pain control. This is above and beyond just your typical physical therapy or chiropractic. It's non-invasive. It's much like that, deep tissue, but it's your body being maximized to fix itself. It's amazing how it works. They pinpoint the problem. They fix the problem. The pain goes away. In a remarkably short amount of time, 3.2 visits on average. When you call an Arasti provider, you're never going to need a referral. Just make that call. So write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. Easy to remember. 1-800-404-6050. Their website is arasti.com, spelled AIRROSTI.com. Great website. Very functional. Great map there. If you're looking for a provider close to you, I'm pretty sure there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. And more importantly, you can go ahead and schedule your appointment there as well. Master's level pain control, much like Clayton Kershaw still uses this long career. He is a Arasti patient. Becky Hammond for her long career. Tony Parker too. They used Arasti to get themselves literally back in the game. If it's a painful thing that's keeping you from the game, call Arasti today. They'll get you fixed. You'll be amazed at how quickly and how easily it's taken care of. Great staff, highly trained. They're ready and waiting on you. 1-800-404-6050. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call an Arasti provider today, and I am sure you will thank me later.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
The crazy NFL offseason continues as the Kansas City Chiefs traded six-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins for 5 draft picks, including a first, second, and a fourth this year. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs crushed the Portland Trail Blazers 133-96. In MLB spring training action, the Houston Astros got their first win of spring, beating the St. Louis Cardinals 10-3. Justin Verlander got the win, giving up no runs and 3 hits. They return to action today to take on the Washington Nationals with first pitch set for 5. The Texas Rangers beat the Chicago White Sox 15-5, improving to 3-1 this spring. They return to action today at 3 against the Oakland A's. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy J. Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 at 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
It's that time of year again as college basketball's tournament is finally upon us. From all the latest odds, contests, and player props, BetOnline.net is the #1 source for sports betting needs and info. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline.net is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. BetOnline.net, where the game starts.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters, has discounts piled to the ceiling. That's right, every store, Austin and San Antonio, and especially the Bandera Road store in San Antonio, has discounts on everything. Car stereos, car alarms, and especially the window tint you want. Dark, dark, dark window tint. Also, make your car go thump, 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 mother thump with new subwoofers and an amplifier. That's right. We can even hook it up to your existing factory car stereo. Get to Mother's Window Tint today. Check us out online at motherswindowtint.com or give us a like and a follow on Facebook. Tell your friends. Come on in. We've got those discounts stacked to the ceiling at Mother's Window Tint. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Is Diamonds Direct really as good as the commercials say? Ask San Antonio's Danny Ramirez.
I had heard this commercial over and over and over. I guess I just wanted to hit the spot and see what it would do for me.
Danny had been shopping for a pair of diamond stud earrings. He'd been to 3 other stores, but at Diamonds Direct, he was amazed at the prices.
When she showed me that and she showed me the price, and I'm going like, are you sure? And I go, well, what's the price on your 1 total carat weight? And she showed me the price, and I'm going like, oh my God, I can afford a 1 carat weight. At Diamonds Direct, I was able to get almost double the size of the earrings that I was looking at the other guys with.
Have you discovered Diamonds Direct? It's more diamond jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. Don't compromise. Get her a bigger, better quality diamond for less at Diamonds Direct.
If you live in San Antonio and you're looking for your jewelry, go ahead and go to Diamonds Direct. You can get the best pricing.
Diamonds Direct, San Antonio's direct diamond importer. At the shops at La Cantera in a freestanding building between the mall main entrance by La Cantera Parkway and Nordstrom.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Kinetico. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
KineticoSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
College basketball season is heating up, which means it's time for the Wendy's Wooden Watch. In 2002, I was honored to have received the John R. Wooden Player of the Year Award, which is presented to the country's most outstanding men's and women's player, who is also making progress towards earning a degree. This year, players like Chet Holmgren, Jaden Ivey, Nalissa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston are all vying for the trophy. So who will take it home? The 2022 John R. Wooden Men's and Women's Player of the Year Award is presented by Wendy's.
At Wendy's, March is madness. With our breakfast Baconator, sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, both made with fresh cracked eggs, or even a honey butter chicken biscuit. And we're just getting warmed up. Get 50% off the official breakfast of March Madness when you order through the Wendy's app. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
For a limited time at participating Wendy's via app offer only. Account registration required. No discount applies to taxes or fees. Not valid with any other offer.
Sports breakfast for your ears.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J.
R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star.
ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R. Hence Rudy and Rob.
Read and react.
We got Lewis Black, stand-up comedian, joining us in about 15 minutes. He's coming to San Antonio on November the 5th. The tickets go on sale tomorrow. He'll be at the Empire. He's Off the Rails. That's his tour. If you know Lewis Black, that's an apt name. He'll be here in just a few. Tyreek Hill is a Kansas City former Chief, now a Dolphin in the fullest form, getting paid to do so. The haul that Kansas City brings back. As you sit, first, when you heard the deal, Rudy, thoughts on where it is in the league and thoughts on the two teams and where they stand today?
First thing I was like, wow, I hate this contract. But the second thing I thought was, when I looked up everything that Miami's done, Mossert, re-signing Agba, going to get a left tackle. I love what Miami's doing because it's when you look up in your division and you see Buffalo staring at you, what do you do if you're Miami? Do you just sit there and say, we're never going to catch him? Or do you go and do something about it? And that's what they've done. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Tua, but Tua was at his best when he had weapons surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
And now when he looks to his left, weapon. Left tackle, protected. When he looks behind him, running back. Best running back, probably game coordinator in the league as his head coach. He looks to his right, weapon. I know people have given up on Tua. I haven't. I fully understand the game doesn't slow down for everybody as quick as Joe Burrow. The game doesn't slow down as quick for everybody as Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes it takes people more, but sometimes maybe people a little bit longer. Now you had Tyreek Hill. He threw the ball over the top at Bama. He came in as a baby versus Georgia at halftime. Tua can still play. I love what Miami's done. And with the people that you've paid, so people are like, oh, well, look how many picks. Well, with everybody that you've paid, you can't pay those guys anyways. And, Rob, I'll give it to you because your thought process on what this was and why this came about, I thought was, I haven't heard anybody say it, and I think it's spot on.
Well, a couple things. First, Miami's better today. No question.
Absolutely.
And if your only hesitation with this is I'm not sure Tua's talented enough to keep up with all the talent around him, that's an RPP. I mean, we could be saying that about a lot of quarterbacks. They've got a lot of talent over him. I hope he understands the pressure he's under. Tua isn't under any more pressure today than he was yesterday. In fact, today he wakes up going, damn, look at what I get to play with.
Everywhere I turn, there's weapons.
So,
everywhere I turn, I got a weapon.
I'm not buying this line about pressure. You know what pressure was last week when Ross and the GM and new coach had put together this war chest to trade to the Texans? That was pressure. That was, oh, crap, I'm going to end up in Houston. That was pressure. But it's my belief, when I heard the deal, the size of it, 1 first round, that's the 29th pick. A second round, that's the 50th pick. A 4th rounder this year, then another 4th next year, and another 6th in 2023. I think this feels very much like a deal that would have gone to Houston for Deshaun. I think they had already put in the works. They were planning their work and working their plan. This was just plan B. We're going to move these pieces to go get better fast. And if it's not Deshaun, what's our next best option? If we can't get the quarterback, what can we do to improve the lot of the quarterback that we have? They spent essentially about the same money. I mean, at the end of the day, that guaranteed money for Tyreek would have looked about like Deshaun's guaranteed money for the first couple of years.
And again, I hadn't heard anybody say that. Like, you know what? We had already put the money aside.
Yeah, it's already.
You know, we were shopping for a Bugatti, which was Deshaun. We settled for the Bentley.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we were already in the business for a luxury vehicle. We just settled for a little bit less luxury vehicle. But again, Tua's gonna, in my opinion, I don't know, I could be wrong. There's a lot of Tua bashing going on. And you know what? They may end up all being right. They may be right. But I'm going to err on the side of look. When he has weapons, he's dangerous. He is the dangerous QB when he has weapons. And when you look at it, as far as highest completion percentage, 25 yards down the field last season, who was it?
Oh, he doesn't have an arm, Rudy.
It was Tua.
He can't throw it far, Rudy.
Exactly. It was Tua. So, again, the thing I love the most is we're not just going to sit around and let Buffalo run this division. Like, what is the other option? Like, everybody's like, well, what is Miami doing? They're trying to compete. To me, they've taken the Rams route. Yes. Some people are going to take the draft route, which is the Bengals route. But and then there's going to take the Rams route. They've taken the Rams route. Like, let's go get people. Now, how you feel about the Chiefs? What are the Chiefs telling us, Rob, by letting Tyreek go? What's your thoughts on them?
The meat of this. This feels, and it's not the same. Everybody settle down before I'm about to say it. It's not the same. But it feels very much like a Herschel Walker deal. Because,
well, it can be depending on
if they draft appropriately.
There you go, Rob. Like, the thing was Jimmy drafted the right people after he traded Herschel.
But this is a boatload of talent. A boatload of talent that they're going to be able to pull in this year. And what have we said? And everybody told us about the draft. Not a lot of stars, but a whole lot of starters.
Right. And keep in mind, Andy Reid did trade Donovan McNabb to Washington. So when, I hear Keyshawn going on and on, they traded him into the conference. Andy Reid also traded his quarterback in his division.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that. And again, he threw 2 speedsters. Does anybody remember the 4 receivers he had at one time?
Todd Pinkston, Fred Mitchell.
No. I'm talking about Tua. Do you remember the 4 receivers he had at Bama at once?
You mean Jerry Jeudy and Devontae Smith
and the kid that blew his knee out this year was a freshman? No, he wasn't even there yet.
Now, and who's Gesicki, Cedric Wilson, Tyreek Hill.
Baller.
They went and got Mozart from San Francisco. They have Mike McDaniels, who had one of the better running games in the league. This is going to be an issue for teams.
Yes, it is.
Buffalo and the Patriots are going to have to bring. And again, they were 9-8 last year. They were 9-8 last. People act like this team is coming from 2-15. I love it. I love what Miami did, and I trust Andy Reid. And they still have Hardman up there. They've made some moves. The Chiefs are going to be fine. The Chiefs are going to be fine. This is one of the rare trades where I feel like both teams won.
Absolutely. Mahomes was not made by Tyreek Hill, and vice versa isn't true either. They're both great football players that worked well together. But to think that this Kansas City Chief offense is going to be stagnant just because they don't have Tyreek Hill is crazy.
And when you pay your quarterback $50 million a year, you're going to have to let some people go. Okay, Green Bay's finding that out. Andy Reid knows that. Like, look, we got to get better in a few other places. Love you, Tyreek, but we can figure these things out without you and get better for the future and have some guys on rookie deals. I love what Miami's doing. I hate when teams just sit around and be like, oh, well, Patriots better than us. Oh, well, Rams are better than us. There's nothing we can do. Just throw our hands in the air and we'll just pray that we get wins. No, go do something about it. That's what you should want from your franchise. You should feel bad if your team, Dallas Cowboys, sign a bunch of guys to one-year deals for $2 million and you see what Miami's doing, you should be jealous. You should be envious. I love what Miami did, and I'm okay with Tua.
I think universally, once we really look at this, both teams, if they played appropriately, we're better off today. One of those deals where everybody walks away. I mean, Miami had to pay the piper. I mean, that's a lot of money to pay. And
it's a lot. It's too much.
I expect Tyreek Hill to become McCaffrey. For that kind of money, you're touching the ball on every possession one way or another. If you can lace up your cleats, you are on the field. Do you think McDaniels will give him some Debo treatment? Oh, I guarantee you he is going to be a Debo. He's going to get McCaffrey balls in space. There's going to be some handoffs. Yes, not just jet sweeps, but lining up in the eye. They're going to put him in a lot of different places. And one thing we know about McDaniel, Mostert is a speed demon.
Is that how you said Mostert? My
speed.
bad.
And this guy can turn the corner. Yeah, Tyreek Hill is going to feel very much like Debo next year.
Love it, Miami. Great job, Miami. Hats off.
And Kansas City drafts appropriately. They reload.
Now sell your team.
They reload. If they those 4 picks over the next couple of years, they draft appropriately. They just reload again. Lewis Black is going to join us next. Stand-up comedian of national note. He's on tour right now. Off the Rails. He'll be in San Antonio November 5th. Tickets get on sale tomorrow. He'll be down at the Empire and will join us next. After that, we're looking at the Spurs. Yeah, we know they won. About to fall ass backwards in the playoffs. Spurs talk and Lewis Black next. Thanks for hanging around with us. This is R&R in the Morning, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's the sweetest round in basketball.
Oh, big one!
16 teams fighting for the chance to become elite.
You can feel the madness!
Grab your bracket and keep up with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Do you love your garage? Can you get your cars and the kids' bikes in? Jason Minix here for Garageization, your garage storage solution. With a variety of shelving, overhead racks, slat walls, and closed cabinet options, Garageization can make your garage functional for the entire family. Call 210-664-4494 and have them give you a free customized plan for your family's needs. For over a decade, Garageization has helped people love their garage. Learn more online at GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
Hey, you! Ever wanted to learn a language like French or Spanish or even Norwegian, but thought it'd be too difficult or time-consuming? Then try Babbel. Quick 10-minute lessons.
Siesta.
Bambola. Games, podcasts, even live online classes with a real teacher. Hola, clase. In no time, chatting about real-life topics will feel, well, effortless. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Friday, March 25th, you're going to want to be downtown with San Antonio Sports Stars. We broadcast halftime and the Blitz live from Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue. Win gift cards every hour during the live broadcast.
Okay, so we got the chorizo dumplings, the cucumber empanadas.
Zara's food truck is popping off.
Come on, guys, let's pick it up, all right?
But if she doesn't find a new chef, her truck will be stuck.
Carl quit this morning, so Jessica, I'm going to need you on the fryer.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The sound of you doing is music to our ears. Order on the Home Depot app and get convenient delivery, so you don't have to stop doing when you need something. The Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
I smell a tournament. The madness of March has begun. You made your picks, and now it's time for some serious college hoops. We've got you covered. Listen for the latest tournament scores and news. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey, this is Michael Jimenez. Have lunch with me on halftime today at noon. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R. He's Rudy. I'm Rob. Do you feel the madness? You should. The tournament's in town today. 2 games tonight down at the AT&T Center. I'm excited about it. Houston taking on Arizona. I don't know if you guys play the lines. You should. I like Houston. I like Houston tonight.
To cover?
Not to just cover. I might dive in on that money line.
Your son would throw the remote at you right now.
I'm just saying I like the defense that's coming. I think that feels pretty good. We're waiting on Lewis Black. He's in the middle of the car wash. He'll be here in San Antonio at the Empire November the 5th on his Off the Rails tour. I'm reading his bio. He won a sports Emmy. I remember when he was on Inside the NFL.
Dude, he's done a lot. He has a long and prosperous career that dates a while back, oversaw 1,000 plays. The Daily Show with Stewart, and then he rolled into Trevor. Like, he's done quite a bit.
You better hurry up. I don't care about how big a star he is. We got to abide by the clock. I got some sad news. Phil, I want to bring the house down for Lewis. Normally you want your opening act to get everybody warmed up and happy, funny. The guy that invented the GIF died.
Yeah.
Actually,
I saw that.
I want to do this correctly. The guy that invented the GIF.
GIF. He passed away.
He evidently passed away over the last couple of days. He invented the GIF. I want to find this guy's name. Steve Wilhite is his name.
How? So does he get paid every GIF that's made? Like,
no.
How does this work?
He does not, because
Why?
he invented it under the auspices of a corporation. So the patent, normally you make a deal if you're hiring somebody that writes that, you have to write that into your deal. I retain any patent rights. Or if you're doing it working for the company gets the patent rights. And he was working for, are you ready for this? CompuServe back in the late 80s. That's CompuServe. And this was at a time when we were still dealing with dial-up, if you had any kind of internet at all. And they're trying to find a way to move pictures. That's all it was. And he worked it out in his brain and went to work and invented the GIF. It's not a GIF, or is it?
It's GIF.
GIF.
So his great grandkids don't get the benefit from this?
No.
That sucks.
GIF is short for graphic interface, so it's a hard G.
I would think so.
GIF.
Okay.
But why do people say GIF? Where did that even come from?
I don't know.
It came from Minix not knowing how to pronounce it.
No, I've heard people over the years say that.
So when I think of GIF, I think of Jiffy. So I know that's a J.
Or Jif the peanut butter.
Yeah. So no. It was always GIF.
They took hold. Really, the growth of the GIF was when we were all learning about the social media on MySpace.
It's a part of our lives. Like, I wonder how he felt just seeing where it is. Like, You can find it in every social media platform. You can find it in every group text. A part of him had to be. A part of him probably died a bit early, knowing that he should probably be worth $1 trillion.
Well, he did live a good life.
Okay.
He didn't die penniless.
Okay, good.
Because he went on
He
to
shouldn't.
become some of these names from the past that we talk about it like they're Model Ts, but he went on to become the chief architect for America Online.
Okay.
And he received the Webby Lifetime Achievement World Award. He spent his later years traveling in good retirement building.
He should
toy
be on the
trains
cover
and-
of Time magazine. Like I'm like the gift is that much a part of our world. Like now that he's passed and we know we put a face to it, because I never even thought about who invented the gift. But now that we know who he is, we have a name and a face. He should probably win Time Magazine Man of the Year. And I'm not even like trying. I'm trying for laughs. Like think about how many gifts you see on your daily being on your phone today. Just count how many gifts you see. That's a big deal for where we are in the world.
What is it? The picture in 1,000 words?
Yeah.
I mean, that
Time Magazine Man of the Year, if you're asking me, he gets my vote.
he sadly passed COVID.
Damn.
Oh, speaking of COVID, did you, and by the way, we have to make a crowd decision here.
Oh.
With Lewis Black, I have a feeling we call it the car wash. He's kind of stuck, I'm sure, with another interview.
Somebody's gone over.
Now, we could big time the dude.
Okay. What's the other option?
We're San Antonio. We don't wait on anybody. You don't big time us, Mr. Lewis
We got
Black.
the Sweet 16.
We got Sweet 16. I got downtown. I got coaches. I got fans from all over the country, and they're waiting to listen to you, Mr. Lewis Black. And
what's the other option? We could big time him.
we can big time. He can call us because what's going to happen is we're going to go to break, and they're going to call and say we're very sorry. Those last radio hosts did exactly what I planned on doing, is keeping him as long as I can possibly do it. But you know what? Since you put me in the line up against a hard break, Mr. Lewis Black, we're kind of a big deal down here. Our time is worthy. Or should we take the call? Reach out. Our morning, our morning types, all of our early birds, you guys drive this show. Do you want to hear from Lewis Black when he calls and they apologize? Should we just let him on?
I did see.
I'm a fan of the man.
Yeah. I did see Minix tell Diplo to beat it.
Yeah.
He did tell Diplo no.
But see, I'm aware of the magnitude of Lewis Black. Minix had no idea who Diplo was.
True. Very true.
And I really didn't know either. But when we told their handler, like, dude, tell him to skip lunch, the guy looked at Minix like, Diplo must eat.
Yeah. And Minix like, can he go and eat later? And she said, let me go ask him.
And we never saw Diplo again.
I think let's wait a little bit.
Okay.
We'll wait. Let's go to break and
maybe we'll put him on hold and never go to it.
Ouch. No, that's too far.
Don't want to go
That's
that
too
big.
far.
But we need a little bit of that.
We do.
We're the host city, Rudy.
Yes, we are.
The nation's eyes are on our town.
Jay Wright loves San Antonio.
Did you hear Jay Wright yesterday? Kelvin Sampson and Jay Wright. Let's can that commercial. Send it to Richard Oliver down there at Visit San Antonio. And let's put that out there. Jay Wright called the victory parade one of the greatest moments of his life. Kelvin Sampson said, San Antonio, hell, it's a destination. There's stuff to do, and it's not 20. That's all.
20 degrees.
Put that on a commercial and put that out around the country. And by the way, as we brag on ourselves hosting a good party, word has it that the NIT, the National Invitational Tournament that the Fighting Texas Aggies are about to win, are looking for a new home for the next 2 years as they're going to exit the Madison Square Garden. I think we would be a fine venue.
Come on to the tone
to host the NIT. When we get back, the Spurs head to the Northwest, and oh my goodness, everybody got 20. Everybody. DeJounte looked fantastic. Keldon, the fast break was popping. Now, I didn't know anybody playing for the Trailblazers other than the guy that used to be ours.
Eubanks got 20.
Drew Gooden got 20, which tells me Chauncey Billups is the quintessential players coach.
Like, hey, they traded you. Yeah, go do your thing.
We ain't going to win, so let's have the little victories, the incremental growth. Go get some against your boys. But Pledge said it earlier. They're about to fall ass backwards into the playoffs if we're not careful. And they looked like a team, like we talked about the other night, that has had several days of practice, and they went out and did exactly what they've been talking about, but didn't have a chance to run through. And, man, they look great.
Agreed.
Too bad it was on so late. And you know what made it even worse? It was when it was time for me to watch. I saw an early score, and then I'm just on my TV, and I'm about to go searching for whatever illegal venue I have to use to watch the Spurs. And it was on KABB or on on 35.
Oh,
it was on the CW. It was broadcast. I didn't even know.
Hey, you shouldn't know.
It's the end of the season, though.
If Portland doesn't care, why should you? Anywho,
I'm looking at the
no phone call still pledge.
No, we're not. See, we're going to put him on hold.
Let's go to break.
James, when he calls, say, yeah, we'll get right to you and see how long he waits. And then about every 30 seconds, say, Mr. Thompson and Mr. J are in the middle of a very important conversation. And they'll be right with you, we promise. And see how long he waits.
I'm begging you not to do that.
Seriously. You're Mr. Lewis Black. I understand you're big time, but we're San Antonio, bro.
Yeah.
You're in our neighborhood now.
5 title. This is title
This is title town. You never underestimate them. Oh, that's Houston. Sorry.
Yeah.
We want some nasty. You want some nasty? You're getting some nasty. Wait on hold, Lewis Black. You're on R&R in the morning. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's the sweetest round in basketball.
Oh, big one!
16 teams fighting for the chance to become elite.
What a feed! A tasty dish inside.
The men's NCAA basketball tournament.
You can feel the madness!
After a handful of upsets and some buzzer beaters, we've landed here. The Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Final 4, the National Championship game. Who will be crowned the NCAA champions? Grab your bracket and keep up with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star listeners, this is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Thanks to fans like you, you can now buy Kielbasa products just about everywhere. We hope you continue to enjoy our handcrafted, small batch smoked meats because we sure enjoy making them for you. So grab some today and let me know what you think. My number's on the back of every pack. Right by my promise that if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 with cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
I am continually amazed at how easy it is to make someone stay. Think about Jesus' golden rule. We just commit to practicing his teaching to treat others as we want to be treated. If you like to receive encouraging words, then encourage others. If you want to be let into traffic, then let others change lanes in front of you. The really great thing is that it doesn't take a lot of brain power or money or time. It just takes what I call golden vision. That is, the ability to notice an opportunity to do good to someone. And sometimes the place to start is not out there, but at home. Spouses treating spouses the way that they would want to be treated. Parents speaking to children the way they would want to be spoken to, and vice versa. I think we would see an uptick in patience and gentleness and kindness at home that would be felt outside the home. You don't have to know someone personally to be patient and gentle and kind with them. It just takes golden vision. This is Mark Absha, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
My name is Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for 50 years. I went to school here. I graduated from law school here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after a serious injury or a fatality collision for more than 27 years. If you're in your car right now, chances are you're seeing an attorney billboard, and you'll probably see 3 or more of those on your commute today. How do you decide who to call? who to trust. I want you to call me Jason Thompson. I'm experienced. I have a long track record of success, and I run my firm like my father did for over 50 years of practicing law here. I believe that a personal, trusting relationship with my client matters. With my firm, I meet with you. I answer your questions. I handle your case. For many lawyers you see on the billboard, your case will not be handled by the attorney on that billboard. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. If you or your family needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, an attorney that will personally handle all of the issues after a serious injury or fatality, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, 900-0400, 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyer4us.com.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut-rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. So you need to change your oil. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Daily Protection or Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP oil filter, plus an STP air filter or cabin air filter for just $36.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers with Windows 11 Pro and get an easy start to your workday. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. Again, that's 877-ASK-DELL.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
This is R&R in the morning. We're so glad you're with us here on San Antonio Sports Star. It's Thursday. The madness is here.
Good morning.
He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Spurs go down. Well, go up to the Northwest.
Go up Northwest and get a win. And go up in the standings, kind of.
They looked good. See, what's galling is Portland, as we like to say, understands the assignment.
Yes.
And like we say, franchises tank, players don't. So what do you do if you're tanking? You sit your dudes down. So what we saw last night was a G League team with Nurkic
and Eubanks
and Eubanks who went and got 20. But the takeaway, what I truly saw was the future. What we want to see in the next couple of years is Devin running the floor and hitting threes, Keldon grabbing rebounds and streaking down to the corner, DeJounte playing that big guard and backing guards down and becoming the wheel, the hub to the spoke where guys are open and he's kicking them for threes. They're rebounding. They're flying to the ball. When we see that, when you see it, you go, man, when they play like that,
you're all in.
But just like we heard from Draymond yesterday, with all due respect,
That's Portland.
That's Portland.
Yeah. No. I need to see it against somebody good. But I mean, they did just beat Golden State. They have good wins this year.
And keep in mind, Golden State got a win last night.
Did they?
Yeah, after Draymond called them out.
Okay.
So, I mean, beating Golden State after they went and go down to Miami and lose again, that didn't make you feel good. And beating Portland, I mean, you want to beat anybody whenever you can. But the way that they won, I just found galling.
Yeah. And like I said, DeJounte and Keldon, that's what we want from you guys.
He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. You're on R&R in the morning. Let's give away some tickets. Alamo Heights night, the Fiesta events are just around the corner. They're going to be down at the University of the Incarnate Word. You want tickets? 656-3776, 656-ESPN to go to Alamo Heights night. That's a good grab. It will be, the tickets are going to be mailed to you, so let's get your name in there. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You want to start your Fiesta planning right now. Win yourself some tickets. We're going to have them all week long. We also have Valero Open tickets to give away on halftime and the Blitz for the rest of the week. We're giving away the Friday edition. Caller number, let's give them away quick. This is for our early birds. Caller number 7. Quick. Should be loading up. So when we see the Spurs do what they did last night, a couple other things going around the NBA. We watched. It
was almost a brawl on the Heat bench. Udonis Haslem is just over there to be he's the warden.
He is the warden.
He's the player coach. That's what Udonis Haslem is, a player coach. Pat Riley loves him, wants him to have as much money as possible when he finally walks away. So he keeps giving him $2 million
for 1 minute of work a year.
Yeah, to just sit there.
Well, that's just it. He doesn't just sit there. He's there in the practice. He's there on the plane. He's there on the bench. He is a highly paid assistant coach. And I believe every team needs a guy like that. But on the same token, as we saw Draymond yesterday day before yesterday, talk about his Warrior team as, we're just not living up to expectation. There's a certain level of physicality that is required for us to play, and we're not bringing it. We are not winning fourth quarters. Every team needs a guy like that. Does every team need a Jimmy Butler? I'm kind of tired of this act. Don't over tough me. When everything's get bad, don't get all tough and get in people's face and grill at them, and it's all you and it's not me. And that Jimmy Butler act, this is 3 consecutive teams now. Yeah. I like you, Jimmy, but you're going to have to back up some of that.
Exactly. He does walk around and act like he's better than he is.
Yes.
He's really good, but he acts like he's better than he is.
You ain't Jordan. You're not that guy.
He's not a top 5 player in the league to act the way he does.
And you don't get to be petulant and undress everybody because we got to do it the Butler way. Well, the Butler way is a good all-star.
Right. Agreed.
Did you see DeAndre Ayton go get, what did he get, 35 last night on Cat? That, while we look east, and we talk about the resurgence of the East, and Giannis is quietly got the Death Star in order to go run through this. And we watch Philadelphia take down the Lakers in a gallant effort, by the way, by the Lakers.
Yeah.
But we watch Philadelphia do it, take care of them, and what Boston is doing. If DeAndre Ayton becomes what we saw last night on a regular basis,
he can. He's Chris Bosh. When Paul and Booker are both out there, he gets scraps. He's the Chris Bosh of that team. But as you see now that Paul's out and he's like a 1 or 2 option, he can do that. He can be that. But in credit to him, he understands, like, hey, you know what? It's Paul and Booker's team. I'll rebound. I'll pick and roll. I'll block shots. I'll outlet pass. So I love those type of guys that understand, like, kind of like Disney Rodman did, when we saw The Last Dance. Like, okay, Pippen's down. I'll step up. I'll do some other things.
Yeah.
I love that about Ayton.
And while we think, talk about Milwaukee being the best team in the NBA, they're the king. I mean, you got to take that nobody's talking about. I think everybody just kind of fell asleep on Phoenix because Chris Paul went down and they're worried about that thumb. But they haven't dropped a notch.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't missed him at all.
Agreed.
These playoffs are just going to be spectacular.
I can't wait.
Now, we're getting ready for your headlines, but I do want to take everybody behind the scenes. While James is giving away the tickets to Heights night. So I believe Lewis Black was on hold for most of that segment.
What?
I think Lewis Black was forced to listen to us just kind of tap dance around and really not do anything.
Damn.
I want to thank James Pledger for forcing him to sit there and listen to it, knowing he could have been a part of this. He could have played a role in the R&R show on a Thursday, a momentous day, I would think, in his life. But you showed up late.
Super late.
Day late and a dollar short, Mr. Lewis Black.
And then that's always the thing, too. Like, you go way over somewhere else, and then you tell us, hey, I got 6 minutes. Like, what?
No. See, what happened is, over the break, he called.
Yeah,
He
like
called,
what you said.
just like he had run late at the car wash. James was being a nice guy, a good producer. He put him on hold, saying, I got him, but he's only got 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? You had 15 7 minutes ago. So we didn't get any Lewis Black. And I feel so good right now.
What did you?
Because I get, don't big time me.
Have you had your coffee?
No, this is San Antonio, baby.
R&R must be blowing
This
up.
ain't Peoria.
We must be R&R. The ratings must be looking good. Rob we leaving Lewis Black on hold to listen to us talk Portland.
Yeah, and the numbers are good, by the way.
Talking Portland and the Spurs.
There's more of them listening to us now than there were just a couple of days. The numbers are good. I'm proud of that. And I wouldn't want to put them through somebody who doesn't value our time.
Do you know this guy right now? You know this guy?
James had to deal with all that too. I put him through the ringer.
Somebody's upset. What happened was Lewis Black got bad information. He thought he started at 8. He apologized profusely, and before I let him go, he said that his people are going to make this better.
There we go. See, you get what you tolerate is what you get.
This is a life lesson. It's a life lesson, like, because sometimes when you're in business, people will be like, "Man, you're expensive."
Yes,
they want you to come down. They want you to come down. They want you to placate to them. But sometimes you got to draw the line in the sand and say, "No, this is what it is." And sometimes they're gonna walk away, and then sometimes they're gonna be like, "Hey, you know what? This is on me. I'm gonna make this right."
Or
and
like
reflected
some people
poorly
have
on Lewis.
before, you may wake up late accidentally and come rolling in and just profusely apologizing, like, "Sorry, I overslept. That's on me."
Yeah, that happens.
Well, yeah, the my bad. Yeah, I know it's your bad. I hate the my bad on a basketball court. My bad. Yeah, I know, dude. It was your bad. You don't need to tell me.
But you still have to say it. But the thing, I don't like the repetitive.
Like it didn't happen.
I don't like the repetitive my bad.
Yeah, my bad.
You said it once.
I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Right. Oh God, I don't know what's wrong with me today, guy. He's more annoying than my bad. It's like, so any other day you be averaging 30, right?
Normally, I am good.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Normally, I'm about 6'5". I don't know what happened today. Lewis Black, it might not have been your fault.
It wasn't.
You might have to go to your agent. I could call out their agent publicly, but I won't. I'll let Lewis.
We'll make it right.
I imagine next time he'll be on time.
Dude, we pumped that interview up.
I know. I was excited. Thing is, further behind the scenes, his management group has confirmed this thing like 19 times. Email coming up 7:45. We're good. Here's the information yet again. You'll be calling in exactly, precisely. Be prepared.
And normally I just, wiggle around Rob. You know what I mean? Like with interviews, I'm just like, I'm going to just bounce off Rob. I'm going to bounce off responses. I researched.
Yes.
I researched Lewis Black. I did research and homework for this interview. Because normally I don't do that. I just like, hey, Rob got me. And I'm going to bounce off of answers and I'm just going to figure it out. Lewis, I was reading. I actually read up on him. And he does this to me.
Never again, Mr. Lewis
I'm
Black.
not doing research for any more interviews. That's it.
We're calling it.
It's a done deal.
Let's recoup, rebound, and retry. And as we get the news that you need, we call it the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210.
See, I know the real issue. Rob's mad because he was actually on time for once, and he made a concerted effort to be out on time.
That's the other thing.
We did.
I nailed it, man. Precision. No good deed goes unpunished.
I found out what the real root of the problem with Rob's anger is.
Headline 2.
Along with the news that Tyreek Hill is on his way out of Kansas City in a trade to the Dolphins, as we reported earlier last hour, NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reports that Marquez Valdez-Scantling is visiting the Chiefs yesterday.
Who is that?
You can't have on the same team Juju Smith-Schuster and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That's 6 names for 2 people.
That's too many.
That's too many people.
But you've got a Randall Cobb.
He's a Chief too?
Oh, no.
Oh, I got you.
You can't have a Smith-Schuster and a Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's
too much?
Too much.
It's too much hyphenation.
It's too much sewing for the to put on the back of the jersey.
Well, remember they got the Dr. Tardis, the doctor that went and fought COVID. He's a hyphenated guy too.
The Canadian offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's a lot of name on the back of a jersey.
But Mahomes to Valdez-Scantling, who pitches it to Smith-Schuster.
That's when you just go high school football and just say the number.
And then there's Nickel Hardeman.
I can't see the numbers. You just go with the number, don't if you can't say the name.
This whole thing about Tyreek Hill devastating, the loss of Tyreek devastating this Chief offense, I find hilarious.
No, not at all.
It's comical.
Not at all.
Ask Aaron, ask Tom, ask any other quarterback how many wide receivers they were so tied to that without him they fell apart.
Tom Brady had
Chiefs
Randy
are in a
Moss.
rebuild,
He had Randy Moss, 5 rings ago?
Right.
I mean, Aaron's had a couple of good ones too.
He was mad when Jordy Nelson left. He's been fine without him. Won 2 MVPs since Jordy Nelson left.
I've never seen a quarterback collapse because his wide receiver moved on.
Agreed.
Moving on.
Let's see if Dak can do the same.
True.
Houston Astros pitcher Framber Valdez settles with the team for $3 million in arbitration settlement. 1 year, $3 million, avoiding arbitration. It's a solid figure as he delivered a 3.14 ERA last year with 22 starts and 125 strikeouts.
I don't know the market. That seems cheap.
Very.
The baseball numbers are much better right now than the NBA numbers. I'll give them that. That's why I didn't know why there was a lockout.
Well, he acted like it was a win, avoiding arbitration. It sounds like you wanted to go to arbitration. That seems really, really low.
It is low. It is low. Very low.
Moving along.
Headline 0.
And finally, Super Bowl hero comes home as Malcolm Butler returns to the New England Patriots on a 2-year deal worth up to $9 million. You may remember Butler, who is now 32 years old. He was the hero of the Patriots' 28-24 win over the Seattle Seahawks, in which he had that goal line interception when Russell Wilson probably should have handed the ball to Marshawn Lynch.
He's not a hero. The offensive coordinator for Seahawks is a dunce. He wasn't a hero. What the hell do you mean hero? That's just the dumbest play call
of all time.
Wow.
It wasn't. There's no question.
Just so they could get
You're
Russell
feeding
Wilson.
off his violence.
They wanted Russell Wilson to get the Super Bowl MVP so bad, they had him throwing with a guy that's caused an earthquake in the backfield.
Literally the dumbest play call of all time.
I mean, the guy still had to make the play.
There is no, but he had to make the play. But I'm not talking about Malcolm Butler had nothing to do with the dumbass play call. Malcolm had nothing to do. Keep it. What do you mean? There is no question. That is the dumbest play call of all time. Marshawn had gained how many yards in the 3 carries prior to that play?
Right. And again, Tom gets a ring off of that.
So
Tom should have 1 less ring.
I'm glad Malcolm gets to capitalize on that, and he did have to make a play. And I am shocked, quite frankly, that he is still in the league.
Yeah, he went down to the Titans for a while.
I thought this was it.
Yeah.
But when you land with Belichick, it just tells me you can still do 2 things well. I don't know what those 2 things are, but that's all you're going to do with New England.
And Belichick, I love Belichick. Like, go make your money somewhere else. It won't be here.
Right. And come back when you're done.
You can come back to me when you're worth less than $10 million.
Because Belichick knows exactly what you're capable of and will only let you do that.
Right.
Moving along, but Malcolm Butler still in the league.
I mean, you could kind of say the Chiefs are doing the same thing with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, come back later on.
That's true.
I think, did Tom give him the truck that he won for Super Bowl? Because Tom got Super Bowl MVP, and I think he gave the truck to Malcolm.
Think so.
He did.
Wonder if he still has it.
I would. I would.
You know what, Rob? I'm hurt because I had planned to get a truck in June, and now I can't afford the gas for a truck.
I know.
Do you think that truck's worth more than Tom Brady's final Super Bowl touchdown pass now?
Yes. That truck is worth more than $50,000. So I can't even get a truck in June. You're my, I don't know, outside of sports guy. When is gas coming back to reality?
What do you consider reality?
Reality for me is less than 3.
I think we've seen a pretty elastic move already. I mean, it's down about 12, 13 cents from the 99.
Okay, so if you can get me to 280, give me the 285.
We're about to run
I'll get a truck.
into a situation that we always run into, though.
Okay,
and this is typical of every every year.
Okay,
is the refineries have to run a different grade of gasoline in the winters and in the summers, and when you change the grade, they have to close the refineries. I don't know the technical and the science behind it, but that's what they do, or that's the excuse that the refiners give us. So we run into that, which normally provides a bit of a spike in cost because refineries are closing. And now we're about to head into the hurricane season. We all know what hurricanes have done to our gas prices there. I think that there's a comfort level that gas is available and we're going to find a better price, but I think we're going to run into some other alternate effects onto our gas prices that are going to linger. I don't think we're going to see cheaper gas till fall.
Get your scooters,
but just follow your futures contracts. They're down.
Okay,
but if the war escalates and
then there's that.
But there is some talk and out there, whether you agree with it or not, that there might be a couple more checks coming from our Democrat, not socialist government. But we like those kind of socialist things. Some more stimulus checks to kind of offset the price of gas.
Oh, okay.
So that might have an effect. It's churning. It ain't gonna be back to where it was for a bit, if ever.
Okay. Someone put never. Someone on the stream yard put
it's like
never.
real estate. It might drop a bit, but it never goes down.
2 years. Oh yeah, give it 2 years. Good Lord. Electric.
There you go, man.
Let me give me. I don't even think. I bet you
if
can't find an electric
gas
car
at $2.79 on Walls and Walmart. That's a misprint.
And not only that, it's water. I would not put that in my car. I don't trust it. No way. No way there's gas somewhere $2.79. It'd be a line around the block.
Katie Goodman's going to join us in a bit. You look forward to these days.
Hell yes, I look forward to beating the crap out of Mexico.
So you got fam that are huge L3 fan. Is that what's going on?
I do have some, not a lot. Well, some of my in-laws, but mostly Facebook and Twitter guy. I get to troll them for a day.
We're going to talk soccer
with Miss Goodman.
She's going to be here soon.
Is it Miss Goodman or Mrs. Goodman?
Ms. I think would be the modern vernacular.
Okay.
What else y'all want to talk about?
I want to talk about Bella Thorne.
There you go. That's enough. Because I don't know who she is. And the sad thing is,
me either.
I wouldn't have cared, but there's a 4-letter word involved there. And I went, well, I got to look now.
Yeah, we can't say it yet. They're still in the drop-off line.
But evidently Bella Thorne is off the Disney Ranch.
And you know what's crazy about the Disney Ranch? They can't wait to go crazy. Like
they're like preacher's kids.
You do all your parents do all this stuff to get you on Disney, and then as soon as they get there, they're like, I want to be an adult and I want to be naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what we had to do to get you to Disney, and you can't wait to take your clothes off and shake your derriere on MTV.
That is hilarious.
It's factual.
It's true. They're Disney performers are preachers' kids.
Yeah. And then like, oh, okay, Mom, I'm 17. Can I take my clothes off?
I'm going crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, damn. Take your time, baby. You got all your life to be an adult.
Bella Thorne. I don't know. Sounds like a cartoon character, like a bad guy in Gotham.
I expect Bella Thorne to be hot. That's a hot name, isn't it?
Yeah.
No? I don't know. Like Rudy J. Like when you hear Rudy J, you're like, yo, he's hot.
Normally, if you have, it's the 2-syllable, 1-syllable name. Bella Thorne. It just rolls. Rudy J.
Yeah,
comes right off.
You think
3 syllables, 2, 1. Bam, bam.
He might be a little chubby, but I think he's gonna be hot.
I think it'll work.
I can lose weight. You can't cut your head off.
There is that.
You see what I'm saying?
Uglies forever.
Let's grab that. Grab uglies forever, please.
Until you win the lottery.
8/23, March 24th. Ugly is forever.
And I will redefine what ugly is. I know one thing for sure. Katie Goodman is not. Lovely lady. Joining us next. Let's talk Some big-time soccer, something the Team USA is not often a part of. They're taking on Mexico. They're qualifying today. We'll get into it with Katie Goodman. The mayor of New York has reversed course. Kyrie will be playing in the Barclays sooner than later, but can he go to Canada? NBA talk coming. UTSA Pro Day went off yesterday, and boy, we got 4 college basketball teams in town, and they're playing tonight. So much to talk about, so little time. Coming back, soccer talk right here on R&R in the Morning. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Did you wake up this morning missing teeth? I do that to catch your attention. But if you are missing teeth, if you're considering implants, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your health, you owe it to your pocketbook to call Dr. Mark Havercorn at River City Oral Surgery. Dr. Havercorn, San Antonio, I'll give you his bona fides. He's a licensed physician. He's an oral maxillofacial surgeon. He's a dentist, and he's a San Antonian. He has been taking care of San Antonians for quite some time, and that's all he does. He's not one of those traveling implant dentists. He works here in town, and he treats people of all ages. If you're missing teeth, you know the drama that is involved. First, on the health side, if you're missing teeth, it is a gateway to the heart. And that's an open kind of highway. My dentist tells me all the time, make sure you're keeping your oral health up because it does affect your heart, and the infections that go on can linger. But above and beyond that, just your self-esteem. You don't like smiling. Eating can be difficult. All those things go into it. Now, implants are a big decision. Dr. Havercorn understands that. And it's an opportunity for you to go check out some things with Dr. Havercorn. I want you to go check out his website, rivercityoms.com. Implants can last a lifetime. They look absolutely real. They are easy to implant. It is a technology that is ever growing. And Dr. Havercorn is an expert. He did 1,200 implant surgeries last year alone. And I ask you a question: if you were going to get a knee surgery, get a knee replaced, which doc would you go to? One that did just a few last year, or the one that did it every week, several times a week, all year long? I want you to call Dr. Havercorn. Write this number down. It's 210-778-0002. 210-778-0002. You can correct years of dental issues with implants. They look natural, they feel natural, they stay securely in place, and they're built to last a lifetime with proper care. Dr. Havercorn is an expert at this. Give him a call. They're a direct care practice, and this is key. You're never going to need a referral to call him, and they list their prices on their website. That's an interesting part of this because Dr. Havercorn does not accept insurance. But what he does offer is top-flight dental care at the very best price available and can save you money 9 times out of 10. You owe it to yourself to call Dr. Havercorn. Go to the website. You can see the price for the procedures he does. There's no upsells. There's no downselling. It's available right there. There's financing available. They'll help you file with your insurance company. Stop feeling embarrassed when you smile. Call River City Oral Surgery today at 210-778-0002 for comfortable, natural-looking implants. Call River City Oral Surgery today at 210-778-0002 and tell them Rob sent you.
Sports Center is brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Available at H-E-B.
In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs crushed the Portland Trail Blazers 133-96 to move a game and a half back of the New Orleans Pelicans for the 10th spot and 2 games back of the Lakers for 9th in the Western Conference. DeJounte Murray led the way with 28 points for the Spurs, while Keldon Johnson added 26. In college hoops, the Sweet 16 starts tonight here at the AT&T Center. Villanova takes on Michigan at 6:30, while Arizona will face Houston at 9. Over in San Francisco on the West Regional, top-seeded Gonzaga takes on Arkansas at 6, while Texas Tech faces Duke at 8:30 in the Chase Center. In the NIT, the Texas A&M Aggies are headed to New York after beating Wake Forest 67-52 in the NIT quarterfinal. The Aggies will take on Washington State in the semifinals Tuesday. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy J.
It's the oldest professional golf tournament that's been held in the same city its entire existence. That's right, we're talking about San Antonio's Valero Texas Open. Join us March 31st through April 3rd for a Texas-sized 100th anniversary celebration filled with food, drinks, live music, and festivities for fans of all ages. Oh, and one fierce competition among the PGA Tour's best golfers. Purchase tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com.
If you're suffering every day with joint pain, stop and listen. You can get real, lasting relief now with natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's James Pledger. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue with no surgery and no drugs. This is the relief that you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulders, lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a physician with years of study in regenerative, restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results, zero downtime. This is the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here, ready to help you now. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. QC Kinetics, locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call 210-571-0318 for a free consultation. That's 571-0318.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo, and auto security headquarters has discounts piled to the ceiling. That's right, every store, Austin and San Antonio, and especially the Bandera Road store in San Antonio has discounts on everything. Car stereos, car alarms, and especially the window tint you want. Dark, dark, dark window tint. Also, make your car go thump, 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 mother thump with new subwoofers and an amplifier. That's right. We can even hook it up to your existing factory car stereo. Get to Mother's Window Tint today. Check us out online at motherswindowtint.com or give us a like and a follow on Facebook. Tell your friends. Come on in. We've got those discounts stacked to the ceiling at Mother's Window Tint. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Jason Minix here for Garageization. You've heard me tell you about their shelving, overhead racks, and storage systems to make your garage functional for the entire family. If you have issues with your garage, call 210-664-4494. Have them come out and give you a free consultation. Garageization couldn't be a better choice. A veteran family-owned and operated business for more than a decade. Give them a call at 210-664-4494 or go to the website garageorganizationsanantonio.com.
Hi, it's Rick. I'm at the Smith home. Where's Donnie?
Leaves and autumn bookings pile up for Rick's gutter cleaning service.
He's out? Come on.
He needs help before his bottom line gets clogged.
Okay, well, what about Cristiano? We still got 6 houses today.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You're gearing up to get back out on the field, so you ordered ball game essentials like a new glove, cleats, and a jumbo pack of sunflower seeds. And you used your Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards that you put toward the cost of an essential piece of your post-game recovery. A heating pad. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
It's like breakfast tacos with the hot stuff. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R in the morning. A Thursday edition. Congratulations, you made it. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson.
Yep.
Estadio Azteca plays host tonight to the qualifier between Team USA and Mexico. When we talk soccer, we reach to the very best. We got her. Katie Goodman joins us, our soccer insider. Welcome aboard, Katie. How's your morning going?
Pretty good. Not bad at all. How's it going for you guys?
We're living the dream. We're big time and, big time comedians. We just doing what we do.
Got to be on time if you're going to be on R&R.
Talk to us, KG. What's going on?
Now, but before we go,
before we
talk about it, this is what I read this morning in preparation for this.
Oh, you prepped for this?
Well, I kind of.
You prepping without me?
Katie was coming. I had to.
Wow.
I had to be ready.
You showing off for company.
I feel honored.
So we have a team where we're sitting in second place.
Okay.
In the qualifier behind Canada. We have a little bit of a half game lead on Mexico in this qualifier thing. And I'm reading that the coach is like, we'd like to win the next 3 games, but if we tied, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And it is Mexico, and I might not bring my A team, my A squad. Maybe we're good enough for a tie with our B team. Is that lowering expectations and expectation of maybe a tougher game, or is it really not that important to beat Mexico today?
Well, he has no choice but to bring his B team because we have 6 injuries. We have Brendan Aronson, we have Gio Reyna, we have Sergio Dest, we have Weston McKinney, Matt Turner. 4 of those are starters. We have 6 injuries, 4 starters, and then Gio Reyna is actually questionable right now. And then to top it off, we've never won or at Estadio Azteca. So, and that goes with 13 losses, 3 draws, 0 wins of all-time qualifiers. Yeah. So the odds are definitely against us. There's only a 45% chance that we'll even win that game. So I think he's going in there the idea that there's only a few players that are actually going to be able to play a 90-minute game. So right now it's like, well, do we give it our all? Do we go in and hope for a tie and then really focus on Panama and Costa Rica? Hope maybe Canada takes out Costa Rica, which they're expected to do, and try to get into qualifiers mathematically. Now, he has said that he wants to win the game. He wants to win all 3 games, but that's what he's supposed to say. He can't say, hey, I want to go in and tie, because that sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
But we're just in a really rough situation at the moment. And especially with Brendan Aronson and Weston McKinney, they're both central players. That's going to be a huge hit for us. So, it's going to be an interesting match. But, I think when things like that happen, that's when you see more heart. That's when you see more scrappy plays, things happening. They have to play up now. The odds are against them. So I think a lot of times that's where the dark horse comes through, right? And that's where people show up. So
I think
it could be anybody's game.
He was tempering expectations for people like me, because for me, I like nothing more than to beat up on Mexico when it comes to soccer. Now, of course, it's tough to win down there. That stadium gets crazy. I've actually visited that stadium. I've gone, I've been down there a couple times actually to see the stadium. Not a game. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm guessing, I'm glad you let me know the 6 inch. I'm glad I've, heard from the coach on the tie, because I'm going in like, we got to go win. This makes my month when we beat Mexico, because I think we've won the last 2 or 3 times we played them.
We've won the last 3 times.
Okay, I knew it was something like that.
It hasn't been in Mexico on the turf. It's been in other situations, at the Gold Cup in the U.S., or the last qualifier was in Cincinnati. So the odds were in our favor for those games. So, and that's the interesting thing about statistics, right? Like, statistics are just statistics, and it's an opportunity for them to actually make history without their starting squad. So we'll see what happens.
So here we sit. We get Mexico tonight. There are 2 more matches left in this World Cup qualifier. They get Panama coming up in just a couple of days, and then very quickly thereafter they get Costa Rica, and then the World Cup draw, I believe, is next month.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
that is correct.
What are our chances of making into the World Cup as we sit? Are we in? What do we have to do to get there?
Great question.
So right now we're tied with Mexico. To have a secure in, we would have to beat Mexico and Panama. But considering the circumstances, if a tie or a loss results,
what happens if we lose?
Have to beat Panama. Canada has to beat Costa Rica. It will rely on our entry into qualifiers will rely on what Canada does and what other things happen. It'll only be a mathematical qualification that is dependent on the results of other games. So if we wanted to secure an official in, we would win all 3 games. If not,
wow. So
cross your fingers.
I felt like we've played so well this qualifier for us to be in a situation right now where we, like, you can't lose in Mexico, and then like you need Canada to do this. Damn, what was all that work we put in for?
I know. There's been a significant improvement since the 2017 team.
Yes.
Analysts everywhere have addressed that. And so I think even without our starters, we're still a better team than the 2017 team. So I think it's not like we're going into this about to get our heinies handed to us,
No.
for lack of better terms. But it's going to be a tough game to take a win. So yeah, and it just is what it is. That's what happens when you don't have a couple of draws versus winning against teams that you should have won against. Canada came out guns up this World Cup qualifier, so they just kind of hammered it home for everybody.
Is Canada already in?
Yes, Canada's in. They're good to go. So it would be really great if they would just put Costa Rica away.
It would very much help.
But considering they're already in, Rob, does Canada say, screw USA, let's play our C team against Costa Rica?
Now it seems to me if you have this B team that you're going to have to, you're forced to play. How hard is it just to coach to a draw?
Oh, tough.
Is it still that hard to coach to a draw? Can't I just surround the net? I mean, you know?
Mexico's going to try to kill us,
well,
Rob,
you can roll in and go, ain't nobody scoring today. Now, we're not crossing midfield, but ain't nobody scoring. And if you did roll in with 3 straight ties, will that get them in? Because if that's the case, I think we can coach ourselves to a couple of draws.
Great question.
I mean, that's a possibility. I think something you'll definitely see in their formation is a heavier defensive line, so like a 4-4-2 or something like that, just considering the circumstances. But they still have a couple of really solid players in key positions. They have Zimmerman as a center back, and a lot of people don't give center backs the credit they deserve, but they're kind of the backbone of the team. And he's a solid player. He's been solid the entire time. He's been solid in the MLS. So I think that's a really good person to have back there. We also still have Christian Pulisic in the attack. We have Ricardo Pepi coming out, Jesus Ferreira. We still have some really solid players. It's just we're missing a couple of those key players that really made a difference in the last couple of games. So it's an opportunity for other guys to step up and show up. But, you don't want to go too heavy on the defense because that just gives them more opportunity in your half if we're not on the attack. We got to be on the front foot, getting in. I'm just really interested to see what his approach is going to be with that. I'm wondering if they're going to high press right off the bat or if they're going to kind of sit back and damage control.
The prevent.
So that'll be something.
Yeah.
Going in a prevent defense.
Because Mexico's going to be in attack mode because they're behind us. So if we need a win, Mexico dang sure needs a win. Katie, the other day we were talking about the most underrated American athletes. And I brought up Pulisic because, I mean, he's the best U.S. men's soccer player of all time, and he plays for Chelsea. Like that's not normal. So, and he's definitely underappreciated. And then Rob asked the question, and I want to know your answer. Who is the best player in the MLS? I mean,
the best American player.
Best American player in the MLS. Who would I know that may be a curveball, but who would you say?
There are so many.
Are there? Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good answer.
Glad, I was afraid you were going to go.
I thought it'd be easy. Like, it's this guy, of course.
What comes to mind is like Mark Anthony Kaye from the Colorado Rapids. He's playing on Canada's national team at the moment. But then you have people like Christian Pulisic. He's not in the MLS,
right.
But he was in the MLS at one point. Went over to Chelsea FC. So I'm just thinking of like the best players that are American. But in the MLS, I mean, you have Zimmerman. He's been a consistent show for us in the center back, and he's from Nashville SC. So, we've got a couple of key players there. There's a bunch of FC Dallas players. So the U.S. men's team is actually made up of a ton of FC Dallas Academy players. So while they're not maybe currently playing for FC Dallas, they came up through FC Dallas. So they claim to be the backbone of the U.S. men's national team. That's like their little claim to fame there. And they just pumped out Ricardo Pepi, who just left to Augsburg. So again, it's hard to say because once they get really good, they go.
Ricardo Pepi went to Augsburg? I just
Yep.
like saying that.
Yeah. Good old German team. Yep.
Real quickly, I know that the World Cup draws around the corner next month, I believe. And I think that like 29 teams, I think, are in. And there's about 3 other places being played for, one of them, which the Team USA is playing in. I don't understand the politics behind the World Cup draw. And I'm reading that there's some controversy yet again about the draw and all of this. Is there anything that you can help us laymen with here?
What do you mean by World Cup draw?
Well, they're all afraid of the pool of death and, who gets put into the toughest of draws and the politics behind how the pools are drawn. Because basically it's supposed to be like drawn out of a hat, right?
Yeah, it's supposedly drawn out of a hat. And I mean, that's so there's nothing you can really do there, I wouldn't doubt that there's some sort of trickiness going on. No doubt. I mean, corruption happens.
Well, in FIFA, more often than not, corruption seems to happen.
Are you going to Qatar? Are you going to Qatar in November?
Yeah, we're sending her. She's going to be our in-bed reporter.
I love the sound of that. Sign me up.
Well,
I'll be there.
You'll be in Qatar on a radio budget, so you might not be all that in on it.
For real.
Hey, I'll take what I can get. You get me a ticket.
You'll figure out the rest. Got you.
I'll figure out the rest.
Love having Katie on. You'll hear more of her. It's what she said. It's coming. It's around the corner. Katie Goodman joining us as we talk soccer. Our Rock the Meg finalist and our soccer expert. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
So you're going to run it tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, no, I won't be. I'm going to have to catch the highlights.
Oh, that's right.
Because we got to go cover.
We got more important doings.
No. Well, is the Sweet 16 more important than the World Cup?
Yes.
The World Cup?
Yes. Because we're not any good at that.
I can't take this guy today. First, he throws Lewis Black all the way underneath the bus.
Mr. Lewis Black was late.
Yeah, he was. No,
it was a teaching moment.
We got 2 college games to watch tonight in person. Maybe front row, maybe second row.
Bella Thorne.
Bella. Ciao, Bill.
I'm not sure I can even read what I've got on my rundown.
I don't either. Let's go over during the break first. Yeah, we got to go over to the break before we just read that out loud.
But if you're a former Disney child actor, things don't seem to go well all the time. Rudy J. Bella is
hairy and blended. What does that mean?
Don't know what that
Remember
means.
the Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore movie, Blended?
Oh, yeah.
His daughters, the oldest daughter.
Oh, she's a child.
That is the most obscure reference we could have thrown anywhere.
She's young. She's too young.
No, she's older now.
At 9 o'clock, we're going to look at the mayor.
Probably late 20s.
I have a 26 cutoff. My daughter's 26. Anything below 26 is a child. So every year my daughter gets older, my number goes up.
And you're right.
I can't do.
You know how many 26-year-olds you met? And I can't imagine what I was like. They're more mature now than we ever were.
Yeah, true that. Very true.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about. Coming back, Bella Thorne. We'll figure it out.
I know who you're talking about now.
Spurs win. Tyreek is now a Dolphin, and we got huge basketball coming up.
The cheetah is a Dolphin.
The cheetah is a Dolphin. You wonder what the backdrop of this as we get through the trade and the benefits for both teams. The owner of the Dolphins is about to go through a trial for his, and I say trial.
Yeah.
He's about to go through an episode of we need to take his team. It kind of got quiet after it came out, the Brian Flores lawsuit, that the owners, Ross, attempted to pay him to lose, essentially.
And now Ross is acting like he's doing everything to win.
So he's either trying to make this franchise that much more valuable to sell it or make this thing so much in the hole with the red on all he's paying his all new talent that nobody wants the team. But whatever the case, we'll get into that as well. So don't go anywhere. Hang around. I got some stuff to give away as well. You're on R&R in the morning. This is San Antonio's Sports Star. It's ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. You wake up this morning, get out of the shower, knowing full well you're as clean as possible. Do you know when you leave the house, you don't have to worry about your water softener cycling through and wasting all that salt? If you're worried about that, you do not have a Kinetico water softener. Kinetico water softeners, my goodness, they've already been, but anybody who has them by every measure are considered the best water softener and the last water softener you'll ever own. They're proud to say it because it's true. They've been voted the most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. It doesn't run on electricity. It runs on kinetic energy. I don't understand it. I know it just works. And it also doesn't use as much salt as the other water softeners because it only uses salt when you have the faucets on when you're running water. If you're not, you don't have to worry about it. It also doesn't suck power because you don't plug it in. Now, the key to this is, one, if you have a water softener, you understand its value. And because you understand its value, you need to understand that there's a better water softener out there that can save you money. That's the Kinetico water softening system. If you don't have a water softener, well, you get ready for some massive plumbing bills because those pipes are about to be clogged up with this grit and this limestone and this just stuff that comes out of our faucets, whether you're on a well or you're on local water. We have the hardest water in the country. You need to have a water softener. And why waste time with average? Go to the very best, and that's Kinetico. Locally owned, Chris and Shay Knippel, great folks, taking care of San Antonians. They are so comfortable, so confident that they have the very best product that you're going to buy, the last water softener you're ever going to get, that they've got a deal that you're not going to beat. You can try a Kinetico water softener for 90 days free with no contract. I'll say it again. 3 months, no contract, see for yourself. If you're opening your dishwasher and those glasses look cloudy, if you step out of the shower and you're forever cleaning that scum out around the edge, if you're seeing that kind of buildup in your pipes, if every now and then you're having to scrub that little filter thing on your sink, there's stuff coming through. Call Kinetico. 656 Pure. Makes perfect sense, right? 656 Pure. Their website is KineticoSA.com. The last water softener you're ever going to own. Put their warranty against anybody else. Put their service against anybody else. Put their product against anybody else. You will not waste your time. Soft water available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and outstanding warranty coverage. I can go on and on, but all you need is the number. 656 Pure. Get Kinetico, put it in your home, and you'll never buy another Kinetico or another water softener again. Call them today, 656 Pure, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
Where the superstars of tomorrow are found and where teams build for the future. Free agency and the NFL Draft. Prescott, Lamb, Burrow, Mahomes, and more. Follow every minute of free agency and the NFL Draft and stay connected with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
I'm here with Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasti, and I have a question for you, Doc. How do I know the difference between being injured and hurt?
Well, that's a really good question. Right now, I am not injured or hurt. I'm really sore because I worked out way too hard yesterday. I pushed the limits a little too far. In general, if you're sore evenly throughout your body, you're not injured. You're not going to be hurt. Now, if one side is much worse than the other, that's something to keep your eye on. If it doesn't get better consistently over the next few days, then you probably want to get that checked out. If it's not gone completely in a week, then you're probably injured and that needs to be addressed.
So 24 hours afterwards, if I'm just achy all over, that's one thing. But what if there's a significant pain, say, in my right calf that just hasn't gone away?
If the pain is on one side and it hasn't gone away, that's probably a strain of some sort. You'll know if you really did injure it. If you tore something, you can't walk right away. But the next day you wake up and it's like, oh man, that is really sore. My right calf, my left calf feels pretty good. You don't really understand why. More than likely you overdid it a little bit. And if that doesn't consistently get better over the next few days, then you want to seek medical attention for that. It's one of those things we knock out real fast.
Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Remember, they accept most insurance. Easy to get a hold of. 1-800-404-6050. That's 1-800-404-6050. Check out their website, Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Why would you go to Arasti? Well, I'll tell you why. They fix pain fast.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of the John Deere 1025R compact tractor.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
And he lives up to the name as he uses his versatile tractor to make
the earth take the shape that I wanted to take.
And the Allens fire up their John Deere 3032E compact tractor to
grow about 9 acres of flowers.
Because the beauty of having land is deciding how to make it yours. There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
From installing a smart garage door opener, to installing a bathroom faucet, to removing a tree, the Home Depot believes you can do anything, especially the things we have how-to guides for. Visit HomeDepot.com for thousands of tips, workshops, and ideas for projects, big and small. The Home Depot app, how doers get more done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. So you need to change your oil. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Daily Protection or Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP oil filter, plus an STP air filter or cabin air filter for just $36.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's the sweetest round in basketball.
Oh, big one!
16 teams fighting for the chance to become elite.
You can feel the madness!
Grab your bracket and keep up with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey, this is Michael Jimenez. Have lunch with me on halftime today at noon. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R, the freshly fed and highly sugared R&R. Vince Trevino. There's a special place in my will for you, Vince Trevino. Thanks for dropping off the donuts. We love our listeners.
Thank you, VT. Appreciate you,
That's
Vince.
cool. I mean, seriously, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, for real.
The thought for y'all thinking about us like that.
Yeah.
That's awfully nice. Certainly not necessary, but always appreciated.
Now, all you have to do, Vince, is go by Rosti, then IFFH, go get a bottle from Texas.
You and I, we're going to go see Dr. Torres. We're going to talk about our donut intake.
Get you
but, you know, again, little plug. I can have a donut.
No, you can't.
I can have a donut.
I would have asked Dr. Torres.
It's going to take a few
Don't
steps.
forget about QC Kinetics.
I'm going to have to take a few steps to kind of work it off, but I will balance it out with my keto-friendly diet. And, the thing is, I'm going to walk in and see Torres, and he's going to go, "You had a donut. I can see it in your sugary eyes."
Sugary eyes.
You're going to have to drop and give me a couple burpees, Rob, before we even get started this week. You owe me that much.
Burpees are the devil.
I had never done a burpee until I went through basic training.
You're too tall
I
for
have a
burpees.
spotless record of never doing another burpee since then.
You're too tall for them. Like me, I have no excuse. It's like 6'4" to get down, boom, 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 hop back up. It's a lot. It's a lot for 6'4".
That is the literal worst exercise on the planet.
That means it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
means it's great.
And the one that seems pretty unassuming.
Which one?
The wall sit.
Ooh. You talk about your quads burning.
I will tell you.
And then put a couple 45 plates in your lap.
There's no need for that. You put me on that for about 35 seconds, I'll tell you my bank account number. I'll tell you my sex history. I'll tell you whatever you want to know to let me stand up.
So if you were captured and they wanted info, they make you do wall sits, you're coming off of everything. Okay.
And the other one was for those basketball players, gorillas.
Which one was the gorilla?
That's when you spread wide, you squat, and we would have to hold a brick, a cinder block, or you would have to put the towel on the floor and gorilla with the towel.
And scrub the floor with the towel.
Coach Raymond.
How doesn't leave the floor.
Yeah, those things.
Bear crawls.
There's the bear. See, that's football stuff.
Yeah, bear
because
crawls.
football stuff not only involved the pain of work, but there was also the pain of gravel, of hits, of the ground. You guys had to deal with more.
Yeah,
but we never got our practice was never rained out.
Yeah, soccer practice, a lot of running.
Oh yeah, that's why you guys were always in better shape. There you go. Vince's going to go see Dr. Torres. For the love of God, let's not publicize we're eating donuts.
Yeah, don't tell him that you dropped off 24 donuts to Rob.
Dr. Torres doesn't take kindly to donuts.
Yeah, don't tell him.
No, but the thing is, he'll see it in you. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
When we come back, if you're a sports fan in New York or if you're a Broadway fan, huge news. The mayor reverses course. Kyrie will be a net in full starting, I guess in a couple of days. Will it help them play in if they have to? We'll look around the NBA. We'll look at the Tyreek Evans deal. Dallas Cowboy news. We'll dig up something out of there as well. Don't forget, it is a tournament kind of weekend. The Sweet 16 got awfully sweet this week, and they're here tonight. Cannot wait for that. We'll look
2 games.
Got some gambling advice for you. Come on, Houston Cougars. Let's play some defense today. It's R&R in the morning. You're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
When you draft a player into the NFL, you hope they live up to expectations. But free agents are a different story.
The best defensive player in the world. Let's go.
You know what they can do on Sundays. And there's a lot of players looking to sell their talents. Who's in demand? Which teams are shopping? Which deals will shake up the league?
Aaron Rodgers will make a fortune.
Listen for the latest.
Jackpot!
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
With the tournament in town, the Blitz is downtown today at Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue. Join the Blitz at 4. Watch the games on the jumbo screens at Legacy Park. Every hour during the broadcast, we'll give away Yingling Grizzly Ice Chest as well as Pinkerton's gift cards. Enjoy Yingling Lager, Light Lager 99, Golden Pilsner, and Yingling Flight for $4. Join San Antonio Sports Star today at 4 for Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue.
It's that time of year again as college basketball's tournament is finally upon us. From all the latest odds, contests, and player props, BetOnline.net is the #1 source for sports betting needs and info. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline.net is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. BetOnline.net, where the game starts.
Are you looking for a lighter meal option that doesn't skimp on flavor? If you are, get to Twin Peaks and grab our beer-battered fish and chips, featuring beer-battered haddock, house-made tartar, and malt vinegar for dipping and French fries on the side. Plus, on Fridays through the month of March, Twin Peaks can bring you fish and chips in a 22-ounce Miller Lite or a 22-ounce Coors Light and bundle it together for only $10. Visit one of our 3 San Antonio area locations today. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
The sound of you doing is music to our ears. Order on the Home Depot app and get convenient delivery, so you don't have to stop doing when you need something. The Home Depot app, how doers get more done.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
New message.
Hey, man, it's Devin. You know, from that time you accidentally emailed me because you thought I was a different Devin. Oh, and your email signature said confidential. If you receive this in error, please delete. That's so you. Anyway, I heard you bought a boat. When are we setting sail, Captain?
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Oh, and no, you did not receive this message in error.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
In growing companies, there are 2 kinds of CFOs. The one overwhelmed with manual processes, errors, and lack of control of the numbers, and the one who uses NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. With visibility and control of financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting, NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. The CFOs that get it. The CFOs that don't. Head to netsuite.com/KJM for a special one-of-a-kind financing offer. netsuite.com/KJM. Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Interesting stat there.
It was. Good morning to you. R&R in the morning, the third hour. He's Rudy, I'm Rob.
Morning, good morning.
Lewis Black update.
What happened?
I've heard from his management.
What did they tell you?
It was a grave error. That he was working off a call sheet with the wrong times.
Props
that
to them.
He's very, very sorry and would like to run it back next week.
Props to them, because when you reach a certain level, you don't have to do that.
No, he didn't have to do that. And he's gotten plenty of press.
Yeah, you can be like, I don't care about that show in San Antonio. Whatever happened. And they making good on a mistake.
Should we have him back?
Absolutely.
All right.
Because we all make mistakes.
Lewis Black will join us next Thursday at 7:45 for his Off the Rails tour. They're coming to San Antonio. The Empire Theater will play host to Lewis Black's Shenanigans November the 5th. Tickets do go on sale tomorrow. And I have it on good authority that he will be with us a week from today.
Don't take my San Antonio card, but I don't know what or where the Empire
That's
is.
the Charlene McCombs. It's right around the corner from the for those of the day, it's there's the Aztec and the.
Oh, okay.
It's right around the corner.
It's part of the Tobin.
Yeah, it's all.
Oh, all right.
No,
my
it's
bad.
not part of the Tobin.
It's in the same umbrella management.
Yeah, part of the center, but it's downtown. It's not by the Tobin. It's a theater.
Okay.
It's been around forever. I used to watch.
No.
I was going to use a derogatory term, and it wouldn't have been meant as derogatory, but I used to watch kung fu movies there. Way back in the day. Take the bus downtown. My Shengun style.
We had
feature.
a weird obsession with those kung fu movies as
man.
kids. We all loved those.
The guy that got me into it, I went to high school with. His name's he goes by Bert now and works over at USA. Albert Williams, huge kung fu guy. So we all got into it because he was a popular guy. So we all watched my Shaolin style.
Got you.
Take down the drunken style.
So then you're a Wu-Tang fan, right?
Yeah, Wu-Tang.
Okay.
It was when Wu-Tang first hit, it was a little bit out there for me. I was never all in on the Wu-Tang.
No.
You know what I mean? I've been part of the clan for a long time. Busta's, I never heard anybody speak any faster than he ever has. I'd like to be able to speak as fast as Buster is. But it was I've never listened to the entirety of any Wu-Tang record.
No.
It just gets
Yeah, no, RZA, Ghost, Ray. Yeah, it's not for everybody. And I'm not even the biggest Wu fan. I'm not a big Wu fan. Like, I like the Wu. I'm not like Wu crazy. Like, I know some people have Wu tats and
no, not that. No.
Like, Minix with it, gone to 26 Wu concerts. Like, I'm not like that. But there's a few records I respect.
If we're talking about stuff that you're supposed to like, that you really when you look back, like Parliament.
You liked Parliament?
I liked Parliament until I saw them in concert, and I was like, "What? I can't. I could not."
What was it? The outfits?
Well, it was all of it. And could you listen to an entire Parliament record from front to back? I couldn't. I mean, that's how I kind of judge. Like of the day,
no,
and you had
not
to
a
be
full album.
Well,
no.
I mean, there was Parliament. They were out there. That was like progressive funk, whatever it was. That was out there, so you knew it was going to be a little bit different. But like when you look at the ones that were mainstream, I could listen to an Earth, Wind, and Fire record all the way through,
front to back,
easy. So that was, I mean, it was just more powerful. No, it's
absolutely
just,
not.
Like it just would get out there, and I'm like, man, I can't keep up with it.
They were definitely shrooming.
Sir
if
knows.
that's a word.
No, I think it is. So we get word last night, and I think most of us in the back of our minds saw it coming. Now, some of us were not happy with the fact, and it comes down to your politics, that the mask mandate was going to come to an end in New York. It's come to the end everywhere, and we just knew it was a matter of time. And the expectation was it would have already happened, but we heard from the mayor earlier this week saying, you have to wait your turn, athletes. And at the end, when you look back on this, you'll remember we're doing it for you and we're doing the right thing. Well, you got to be careful with that. But I look at the reversal or the change as an informed decision. Hey, the time was to change. Now we can continue to question why now athletes can take it off, but the guys that are working there can't. But the end of the day is if you're a baseball or a basketball fan in New York, you're going to get to see your guys.
Well, to me, Rob, whenever politicians do stuff like this, like when I'm talking about 24 hours, I always feel like somebody with power called them in and said, you want to get reelected at some point, don't you?
I think there's a lot of
that. There's a lot of money involved in this. Aaron Judge is not vaccinated.
More than anything else. Don't you think Aaron Judge is the reason for this?
That is a Yankee town. And again, this is politics. So, again, we're talking about 24 hours. He didn't wait like a week or the first round of the NBA playoffs. 24 hours later, after he said, y'all get in line, he changed it. Somebody with power told him, I'll help you get reelected. Lift this mask mandate and let Aaron Judge play at home.
So here we have it.
I don't even think it's about Kyrie.
It
I think it's about the Yankees.
I think I have no hesitation. And also, let's not lessen the importance of Broadway.
Broadway.
A lot of money behind that as well. It was a political decision that he had to make. And
clearly.
But obviously there's going to be those that look at it like, oh, well, Kyrie won. He won. He waited him out. Or well, he paid his price.
You don't think that?
I don't look at it as won or lost. I think fans lost. I think we didn't get a chance to see a magician with the basketball, and these guys will work on limited time. We lost 3/4 of a season that we will never get back. They're not going to add. It's not going to be just this good at the end of his career. I bet we missed out on a couple 50-point games. We missed out on the pleasure of watching Kyrie. So no one won in this. And at the end of the day, I completely disagree with his politics and his beliefs. I think he was so dead wrong, and I think he led people down the wrong path. That's my belief. But I will give him to the end of time and give you credit, bro. You came out with it and you stood next to it.
That's the thing I respect. Whether I agree with it or not, a lot of guys would have backed out a long time ago and just given in. And now you get a really, really fresh Kyrie for the playoffs.
And whether you viewed it as idiotic or brilliant or, taking the stand.
Depends on where you sit, right?
And just because you took a wrong decision, you stood by it is not reason for any kind of accolade. But I will say he was a man of his beliefs, and he stood next to his beliefs. And for me, sometimes that's enough.
Time Magazine Man of the Year? No.
He's not even the man on his team.
No. Well, if you look at last night's game, KD only gets 1 point in the fourth quarter, which is unacceptable from KD. You lose to Memphis without Ja Morant, which Jimenez, Mad Dog,
everybody,
you Ja Morant lovers, they're 15-2 without him. Okay? They are 15-2 without Mr. I'm better than Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant. 15-2. You want to look at Steph Curry? You want to see Golden State's record without Steph? You want to see the Portland Trailblazers record without Dame?
Well, okay.
Knock it off, people.
I hate these.
Why?
Because not all, but some of these were not due to just injury. They were rest.
Yes.
They rested him in games that against Orlando and the like.
Facts.
I mean, so yeah,
but they're 15-2.
They are, in respect to. I think that's a testament to the team, not a negative to Ja. I think it just shows that this is more than just Ja on this team.
I'm just saying, how valuable are you?
And he is valuable. I would never use that to say he is better or worse than anybody else by the number of games that they've won without him. Look at what they do when he's there.
35-21. That's okay.
It's okay. But that doesn't lessen his value.
It doesn't lessen his
value
one
iota.
It just tells me that, one, they've drafted brilliantly.
Yes.
And two, the ball moves more fluidly, and guys that can really play get more touches and get a chance to an opportunity to showcase their skills and showcase that they have drafted so well. So again, I would never want to go into a playoff series without him if that's what we're getting. And if that's what we're getting.
And if you really want to dig into stats that matter.
Okay, what is one?
For me, I don't know where it would, and I'm sure Elias can just press a couple of buttons and come out with it.
Okay.
What does the team look like on the second game that he's gone?
Meaning, okay, they won last night against Brooklyn, against KD and Kyrie, and both.
Get up, and you can be ready to play one game, but
what
can
about
you
tonight?
do it twice? Can you come back that next game without him again? What's their record on that second game where you got a little bit of a hangover from the effort? I would be curious to see that. I think it plays a role, just like the plus minus, but I don't look at that and go, well, you're awful. You're minus 20 when you were on the court. Doesn't mean you were minus 20. Your team was.
But staying with the Nets, Rob, are they now a title contender? now that Kyrie will be back full time, home and away.
Well, not in Canada. And I think that is still a significant. If they end up having to play the play-in in Toronto, my money's going to land on Siakam and those boys, because that would be their season. That would be their title. They would have.
Now they would avoid them because Canada is number 7, so they only have to worry about the 9 and 10.
So as long as they don't have to leave the country to go play, yeah, the Nets are in it. The Nets are in contention along with the Sixers, the Celtics, and the T-Wolves. It's a 4-team race. We talk basketball. That doesn't mean we don't talk other sports. When news breaks, we try to glue it back together. Let's hear that 3-note sting.
What?
Breaking news from This is breaking news from San Antonio Sports Star.
So we got some Cowboy breaking news this morning for y'all whining about never getting breaking news.
Let's go.
Cowboys are hiring Brian Schottenheimer, the Jaguars' passing game coordinator last year, into a unique role where he'll keep both coordinators, Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore, and much of Schottenheimer's job will center on league trends and game planning. This, according to Albert Breer of the Monday Morning Quarterback.
This is Rudy J being, yes, I went third person. This is backup for midway through the season when everybody knows Kellen Moore's 7 or 8 plays that he calls, and they're not moving the ball. Brian Schottenheimer will take his job. That is what this is, because Mike McCarthy is more of a leader of guys. He's just like hey guys, let's go out there and get him. He's not really a coordinator. He's not in that bag anymore. So you can't let Kellen Moore go and let Mike McCarthy take it over. He has enough on his plate. So what you do is you bring in a guy that can be an offensive coordinator once Kellen Moore loses his job midway through. Not loses his job, but gets his 7-play playbook taken away, and they're going to hand it over to Schottenheimer. I called this yesterday.
You did.
That's what this is. What else is it? Someone help me. Am I wrong?
No,
if I'm reaching, I don't mind being told I'm wrong.
I think McCarthy needs to get on the phone and talk to Sark down in Austin, because both of them have their replacements in the building watching them do everything. Not that Brian...
you mean Dan Quinn and...
Brian Schottenheimer.
Not that Schottenheimer will replace him, but
No.
I do think Dan Quinn is there.
Dan
Now
Quinn
he's got 2 guys very much involved that if something should happen, they just take 1 seat over. They just move 1 seat over. McCarthy, here you sit. I would have liked to have heard that Schottenheimer came in as the penalty and flag guru, that he is here to levy punishment and monitor the flags. And we talk league trends. We know what that means. I'm scouting the refs, and I will come in and I'll tell you, this ref is going to call holding on you if you do this. Every time you do this, he's going to call holding. And when you do this and he calls holding, it's $10,000.
Oh, no. See, they don't have to hire Schottenheimer for that. They can hire somebody for that. They need that guy to do that job, Rob. But Schottenheimer has a higher calling.
Now,
well, I would have been happy to see that on his resume. This is also what he's here to do.
I will remind both of you that they did something very similar last year in hiring Ben McAdoo to work as some sort of assistant to the coaches.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's more of the your work for free. Because McAdoo was still under contract.
Yeah, McAdoo, this is rehab. You know how you go to rehab down there in Bama?
This is a promotion.
Yeah, Shoddy.
From offensive coordinator?
Well, away from Jacksonville. You got to go to the corporate headquarters as opposed to the hinterlands.
You don't leave offensive coordinator. Look, behind closed doors, they have told him, we hate Kellen Moore's playbook, but we love him.
Mm-hmm.
And he works great with Dak.
Coach him up.
Help him. Put some wrinkles in Kellen Moore's playbook. It is horribly basic. Help him. That's what this is, because they love Kellen so much, though, they won't let him go.
Well, that offense from Jacksonville was pretty explosive.
It was terrible.
Number 1 offense in the NFL.
Who?
I remind you, the Cowboys.
Yeah, and they played Washington twice, Philly twice, and the Giants twice. They should be number 1.
See, numbers lie. They lie. You can read into the number whatever you want to portray it to be.
Yeah, I guess they can a little bit, right, Rob?
Like we were saying, the plus minus. That lies. The fact that you try to argue the fact that the Memphis Grizzlies on some total are better without Ja Morant, and you can bring up numbers to go, well, look at this.
Right.
That's what it says. No, numbers lie.
Especially in a 7-game series.
Yes.
You don't need Ja.
They lie. But if I'm McCarthy, there's a spy in the building.
Yeah.
You might want to learn some pig Latin whenever Schottenheimer walks in, because he's reporting to the boss.
Yeah, Dan. I think Dan would be in waiting. Dan would be the interim, but I see where you're going.
Schottenheimer's like, I could be the OC for the Dallas Cowboys. You and me, Dan. You and me.
I guess I am being a little hard on Kellen. They were number one. I've probably been a little too hard on Kellen.
But you're absolutely right in your estimation that it was an explosive offense, but there was no modification to the offense. It is the same offense.
They came out the gate hot, and then everybody was like,
Everyone's
that's what they're doing?
We saw that. Okay, we know what you're going to do on third down, and that's you're not going to throw to Amari Cooper, so we're going to back off on him. We know that you're not going to do it. We've watched enough film that Dak's not going to throw to Cooper because we're going to give him a tell that tells him to go elsewhere. And there was never a fix, so I understand it. And that's why Kellen Moore's not a head coach right now.
You bring that one back up, Pledge. I like to address early birds here and there. Jeremy Green, Aaron Rodgers' division was garbage and no one ever says anything because he goes to NFC title games.
He takes them where they're supposed to be when they play bad teams. I mean, they're
NFC title games. Dak hasn't even got to one. Aaron's been to 3 or 4 in a row, and that's not the goal. But I'm just saying there's levels.
And I would argue
there's levels to it. Dak is not at Aaron's level in any capacity. Not in interviews, not in jewelry, not in anything. That's a bad comparison. No, get to an NFC title game, then we can talk.
Well, and I would argue that because Aaron had played in such a weak division, one, there were padded stats, no question.
There are padded stats.
Just as Rudy told us, hey, yeah, they're going to look good when you get to play DC twice.
Yes.
You're just going to have
the Giants.
Pretty good numbers. But the fact of the matter is, because Green Bay never had to sharpen their iron against other iron, they were never equipped to go win a title because they hadn't faced a whole lot of adversity. They were smoking teams in their division.
Facts.
So I think Aaron, just like everybody else, would much prefer those tougher games in October and November than your first tough game of the year. And one that really matters is your first playoff game. Yeah, last night the Spurs were utterly amazing.
What?
81 points and a half. This is an offensively challenged team that can't even find the three-point line, much less hit on a regular basis. And last night, not only did we see fast breaks in action, we saw threes bombing. We saw DeJounte backing down guards, hitting from the outside. It was the type of Spurs that we expect to see when the process nears completion.
Okay.
Did it tell us enough last night that the process is in play, or is Portland just that bad?
Both.
We'll talk about it. You're on R&R in the morning. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Here's the 411 in the 210.
Thanks, Pledge.
Headline 2.
Just read the clock.
All good.
It's all good. Denver Nuggets have reached a multi-year extension with head coach Michael Malone.
Deservedly so. I love Mike Malone. I hope Murray comes back for the playoffs. I like everybody healthy. I don't care who wins. I want the best against the best. So I'm hoping Murray comes back. But Malone's earned that extension. I have no problem with him getting paid.
Third winningest coach in Nugget history behind Doug Moe and I believe Westhead.
Oh, I would have picked George Karl.
Carl. I'm sorry, okay. Carl.
I don't know.
No, it is. It's Doug Moe and George Karl. Basketball lifer. Dad was a coach. He's a coach. Much respect.
Deserve that.
Yeah, the Nuggets are in fine shape. I wish we were in such good shape. Moving on.
Headline 1.
Brittany Griner meets with U.S. officials for the first time since Russian detainment back in February. A U.S. consular official was able to verify that she's doing well, as can be expected, and that the U.S. State Department spokesperson Ned Price said will continue to work closely with her legal team and broaden her network.
Well, at least you finally got to meet with someone.
Yeah.
You have a visitor, and there's some people that can help you get out.
I wonder, they said that she's doing as well as can be expected.
Which means not good.
I don't know. I wonder if she's getting any kind of special treatment because she is a bit of a star there. She's the best women's basketball player on the league that is fairly popular in Russia.
And they pay her a lot of money.
Once this is over, does she ever play there again?
Are you kidding me?
Never go back, right? Because she makes $1 million over there.
Well, you act like it could be just over. I mean, she's facing a minimum of 10 years in prison for what they're calling as smuggling hash oil. I mean, this is a bad situation.
Yeah.
Hashish.
I have a feeling she'll end up coming home after some sort of deal, whether it be for people or economic reasons. But I'll stand by what I've heard and what I've read about these situations. The less we hear about it, the better off she's doing. Because the more we talk about it on the press and the more national news it makes, the more valuable she becomes to Putin and all of that. So just to not hear it and have her landing in Waco or coming back home to Phoenix, wherever she lives now. Moving on.
Headline 0.
New Orleans Pelicans star Zion Williamson plays one-on-one one day after posting a dunk video amid his ongoing foot rehab.
Who's Zion's agent?
I don't know.
I would think it's Clutch.
I don't think so.
No, he's not Clutch. He's not a Clutch guy. He's too big. Well, he's not too big for Clutch, but he's like his own entity. He's not going to sign to LeBron. He got his own. He has another shoe coming out.
He's with
soon. CAA. I'm just confused as to why. Like, I guess you got to rehab. So, but the season's almost over. Do you have to do this on camera now?
Well, if you remember the week we started off with the news that he had been shut down for the rest of the year.
Right. And then now we see a dunk video. Then now we see one-on-one. I'm lost. I don't know what this whole thing is.
Well, I'm trying to figure out why the second video.
I think it's just, I guess, to show teams that he's tradable. No, I mean, I guess to show teams like, hey, you can trade for me if you want to start calling New Orleans to make offers for me. I'm okay.
I didn't with the dunk. It was impressive on the rise, but when he landed, it looked like his foot was not 100% back. So I will take away from the fact that the Pelicans told us the truth that they don't think he's going to be ready. But the second video,
the one-on-one,
the next day playing one-on-one, there was a purpose behind the release, and I just don't know what it is, because all that did was fan the flames from the fans again. Like, why isn't this dude playing? Why are we shutting him down? So I don't think I don't understand this. This is either a ploy for the Pelicans to let him play, or a ploy to say, yeah, look what they're doing to me. They're going to trade me.
Or maybe if they do, maybe it's one of those things like, okay, we get in the play-in and we actually win this play-in and we're in a 7-game series first round. Maybe they let him go.
Well,
not let him go as far as I actually let him play. That's the only way I can see him playing is if they win the play-in game and they actually get a first round 7-game series.
I guess the Lakers tonight or tomorrow. It's a big game.
Spurs tomorrow.
Yeah, Spurs tomorrow, then the Lakers. He's due. He's got one more year on his deal. When he's done, he'll be in line for the rookie max. That'll come in at about $36 million a year for that rookie max deal, and that's if next year he doesn't make one of those all-star teams, one of those kickers that get you to the super max. He's only available to the rookie max right now.
Okay.
I cannot imagine. I see all this, and then I also read that he's actually been pretty good with the team. He seems like he's in a good mood at the games. He's interacting with the fans. I mean, he's a Pelican, except for putting on the uniform, at least in home games. So he's acting, he's playing the role right. But the second video, there's something behind that. I don't know who that was aimed at, but you don't do that twice, showing you can play when the team is telling everybody that you can't. Moving on.
That's the 411 and a 210.
And as mad as I would be if I was a New Jersey Net, listen to me, Brooklyn Net at Kyrie for a season of all this crap we had to go through, all you chose to play. As mad as at least I could look at him, at least you're standing by something. If Zion's capable of playing, like truly able to play, and not playing, if I'm a Pelican looking at this, like, dude, we got an opportunity here. We've got an opportunity not only because we can sneak into the playoffs, but if we come in as the 8th seed, Phoenix, they're still missing Chris Paul. You never know. And we would have this unknown entity. 8s have won before.
We've lost. Our San Antonio Spurs lost to an 8. Memphis Grizzlies, Zach Randolph and those cats.
And it seemed as unlikely then. And, Zebo, very much like a Zion. You can change a series.
Now, Manu's elbow was broken, but still.
I mean, there was some things, but
still.
If I'm Pelican fan and you're telling me you can play and you're not, and I end up not in the playoffs or getting drummed because we're missing this vital piece, he's stirring the pot. I just can't figure out for what purpose. Yesterday, we had an opportunity to head out to the UTSA Pro Day. Got a question for you. When was the last time you went to a job interview? Like truly were trying to get a job. We all had to go through, you say you can work this program, we'll work it. You say you can do this, I'll prove it to us. Well, to prove it to you, that's an interesting watch. Let's talk about the pro day and the process of becoming an NFL professional football player. And big games tonight. Let's talk about what we're going to see tonight there with the Arizona and Houston going off early. And then we got a good night tonight.
Great.
Michigan's in town. Villanova's in town. We'll be down at the game. We'll talk about it. Hang around here. So much to do and so little time. R&R in the morning continues here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Had such a great time out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 2 yesterday. Thank you to everyone that came by and said hello to Joe, Jason, myself, AD. Had some samples, purchased some things. The lovely Miss Reinagel came by and bought the entire store. Very thankful for Mrs. Reinagel as well. But we had a good time, and I think, the next remote is going to be coming up here shortly because the blitz is so busy that you got to work them in when you work them in. But nonetheless, 5 Texas Cheer Liquor locations. The 5th in Cordillera Ranch is on the way. Talked a little bit about it on there with Jason and Joe. He's projecting May, but we'll see. You know how things are when you're building stuff. Construction stuff gets backed up. You just never know. But projecting May for my people out there near Cordillera Ranch. But be patient. It's tentative. The other 4 locations, 2 on Petrenko, 1's right across the street from Walmart, which is where we were yesterday. The next one will be on the other one on Petrenko, which is past 211. The 3rd is at Highway 90 Montgomery, and the 4th is in the Patron Plaza. Off the Palo Alto exit, right next to Walmart. You cannot miss it. As you talked about yesterday, there is the app. I learned a little bit more again, and as long as they've been my sponsor, I'm still learning things. You want to download the Texas Cheer Liquor app. I know I gloss over it, but you really want to download the app because that's where you can get your delivery. I watched them do, I don't know, in the hour I was there, 4 or 5 different deliveries. You can order your curbside. You can have it put aside for you. Something drops on Friday and it goes quick. Go to the app, order it on the app, and they'll pull it to the side for you right then and there. They get alerts on their phones, and they start pulling stuff for delivery. They start pulling stuff for curbside. So it's really a beneficial tool to have. And also, follow them on Facebook to keep up when they're going to have tastings and when they're going to have specials. Also, they're on Instagram and they're on Twitter as well. If you're having a party, they got the 8-gallon and 16-gallon kegs. So really a one-stop shop. Beer, wine, liquor, cigars, they have it all. But really, go to TexasCheerLiquor.com. But what I want y'all to do, go download the Texas Cheer Liquor app. Texas Cheer Liquor, my guys, appreciate you.
Sports Center is brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Available at H-E-B.
The crazy NFL offseason continues as the Kansas City Chiefs traded 6-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins for 5 draft picks, including a 1st, 2nd, and a 4th this year. The Dolphins also gave Hill a new 4-year, $120 million contract with the trade. The Dallas Cowboys have re-signed defensive tackle Carlos Watkins, bringing him back on a 1-year deal. Watkins started 14 games, finishing with 32 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, and a sack in his first season with the Cowboys. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs crushed the Portland Trail Blazers 133-96 to move a game and a half back of the New Orleans Pelicans for the 10th spot and 2 games back of the Lakers for 9th in the Western Conference. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy J.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I'd rather
counts.
not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
On itemized deductions. Hey, can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
My leg was painful, red, and swollen just doing the crossword puzzle. I could have put off telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
He told his doctor and found out his leg pain, swelling, and redness are deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to the lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. If you have one or more of these symptoms, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
At Lowe's, every pro is an MVP to us, no matter how big or small your business is. Earn back when you spend, get exclusive offers, and paint rewards. It all adds up to help level up your business. Join Lowe's MVP's Pro Rewards and Partnership Program today. Minimum purchase required. Earnings and paint rewards awarded as Lowe's e-gift cards. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. Valid through 12/31/22. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty Terms. Subject to change. U.S. only.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. If you're having to rework your office, let Hill Electric design your socially distanced space to ensure each workstation has the proper electrical needs. For over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. There is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
A double shot of energy in the AM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R in the morning. He's Rudy.
That's me.
I'm Rob. The award-winning Rudy J.
I'll never get used to that.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
We're going to an awards dinner.
Yes, we are.
On the 9th up in Austin.
It'll be a good time.
Rudy's going to receive his award as the finest sports broadcaster in all of Texas. He presented to you and to us the best sports broadcast in radio in the state of Texas for all of 2021.
That's
and it
crazy.
happened like November the 14th. We didn't even know. We had
clue.
no idea the greatness that we had listened to. It has been set aside, put into the archives. You will be on a list, Rudy. And when you die, it will say a Texas Broadcast Award winner.
I got to get my speech together. I got to get a suit.
It's nearly as prestigious as a Dundie. Nearly.
What's a Dundie?
Dundie?
What's that?
Oh, it's an award given to paper sales types.
Oh.
It's a joke.
Oh, I was like, I thought it was it sounded real.
If you ever watch The Office, they give away the Dunder Mifflins, otherwise known as the Dundies, and you're now a winner. Let's talk about the trade real quick that went down, and really the ridiculous, and it's not ridiculous, the greatness that the NFL is growing into. Because the one thing that really that the NFL had missed on was the transient nature of their superstars. We've become very accustomed for our superstars in the NBA and Major League Baseball to play on 3-4 different teams.
Yeah.
And be stars on all 3 or 4, take their teams different places, do different things. The NFL, not so much. But guys get traded for the most part, for most of our lives, it's been at the end of their careers, finishing out, righting wrongs, doing what they hadn't been able to do, or early on, very quickly. You showed up, didn't fit, moved on. Yeah. And now we get our stars. What do you figure the average life of a contending NFL team will be in the future? Do you think you'll be able to hold on for 5 years, or is it a 3-year and rebuild with?
Okay, so we're gonna recent history shows us Chiefs have 4 straight AFC title games, gone to 2 Super Bowls, won 1. So they themselves have broke the mold of the 3, I would say.
True,
I mean, 4
true.
AFC title games in a row. But the Rams, when were they in that Super Bowl with Goff? What year was that?
Was that Atlanta? That was 18, 19? 18?
So they've gone to 2 Super Bowls in 3-4 years. But they did retool though. You know, they went and got Von Miller, get a different QB. I would still say it's 3 to 4, Rob.
Okay.
I think 3 to 4 years is fair because the cap and because guys want to get paid, things happen. But I'm just happy, Rob, that the NFL, because before there was really no reason why no one really made big moves or big trades. It was just like, we just don't do that.
No,
here.
that's not.
There
That's
was
the
no
NFL.
reason. There were no rhyme or reason why they didn't. And now they've kind of like, you know what? You don't want to be here? Get out. We'll trade for that guy. We'll go get this guy. And I'm glad they've adopted this. 1, because it gives us content. But 2, it's like, why not? Why did it take 30 years for another Herschel Walker-like trade? Why?
Because it was job preservation for general managers. You didn't want to do anything
You want to be
stupid.
safe.
The status quo was safety. The fact that Cincinnati and Cleveland
matter.
The fact that these teams and you know, we got to throw the Cowboys in there too.
Yeah.
The fact that teams can go 20 and 25 years without being even in the slightest bit relevant. That's a problem.
Well, the Cowboys are relevant. You mean just winning relevant.
But I'm just winning and being relevant as far as who can be a Super Bowl champion. But there's also the relevance of just being talked about. I mean, now Cincinnati, through the draft, and this is kind of going counter to my argument, is suddenly a point of conversation. You have to, whenever you talk playoffs, you got to talk them. Whenever you talk great players and quarterbacks, and you got to talk them because they've got one. Now they're part of the conversation, but for 25 years, they weren't.
Right.
We didn't talk about their quarterback, even if they sucked. They didn't even have a player worth note.
No, I know what you mean.
So I think the league has finally found a way to not only protect owners from themselves, but less and less of that, but to make it like the rest of the NBA where you can turn a franchise around. You're not sentenced to just being awful for a decade because you have a GM that's afraid to pull the trigger and is we're built, not bought. Now you can buy it and it's accepted. And we got owners that are all freaking in. I love this.
I do too. And the one up they have on baseball and NBA is you're not stuck with John Walls. You're not stuck with Russell Westbrook's, meaning like we can get out from under this contract. Like even Matt Ryan, the Rockets would love to have a situation like Matt Ryan's in, where they could just be like, all right, we're gonna have some dead money on John Wall. So what?
We'll get over it next year.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the one up they have. Like NBA, well, yes, the money's guaranteed, but you can't get out from under some of these horrible contracts. You're just stuck. And the NFL is like, okay, our cap is screwed, but if we move these 2 guys and we just cut this guy and take some dead money, we're back in business. But that's why everybody, that's why when it's week 0, everybody feels like, all right, it's our year. You don't get that feeling in the NBA. Like the Kings haven't come in since the Chris Webber days. The Kings haven't been able to start a season being like, here we go. We got a shot. Think about that. That was in 2003. It's been 20 years since a Kings fan could wake up and say, this is our year. We're going to get it done. Could you imagine? Like even right now, like Cincinnati's going to week 0. We got a shot. Ravens, we're not hurt. We got a shot. Broncos, we got a shot. Like there's 15 teams that are going to wake up on week 0 and say, I think we could do it this year.
Now,
that's the beauty of the NFL.
I will fire a warning shot to these NFL owners.
I like warning shots.
I want a warning shot to them. One of the reasons that they're able to be so flexible financially, that the NFL is been able to restructure contracts and do all of that, because there was so little guaranteed money that we knew when the players signed contracts that a lot of this money's fake. You're not ever going to see it. They're not going to pay you it, and you're not going to be here to get it. Now,
more of it's guaranteed than ever.
Miami's on the hook for $72 million to Tyreek Hill. They're on the hook. They have to pay him that. It is guaranteed. And it's not just signing bonus. It is guaranteed money.
Rodgers and Watson over about close to $400 million guaranteed between those two.
You don't get out of those.
Yeah,
that's
different.
That's so the owners had some wiggle room because they're still dealing with this contractual concept of fake money. The money at the end of the contract that you and I both know you're never going to see. And I'm never going to have to pay you.
Yep.
Now this money is guaranteed through and through, and there will be an owner. I don't know if it's going to be Ross. I don't know if it's a haircut over there in Las Vegas.
No, he called him haircut. Mark Davis, Rob. What is wrong with you, man?
Well,
damn.
That's the way I remember people's
called
names.
Him haircut.
Hey, haircut.
He's on something this morning.
He's on one this morning. He had some good coffee. That French vanilla hit right this morning.
Well, let me tell you, that Devontae Adams, there's going to be some repercussions from that guaranteed money.
Rob, you've been in business a long time. Did you ever see a day where you see two receivers making $30 million a year? Receivers.
30? And,
that's quarterback money.
It's quarterback money, and it's when you look at the way you pay an NFL franchise, there's big circles that you have to throw a lot of money at, like your quarterback, your left tackle, your edge rush. You got to throw money at that. You got to throw money at.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, I don't have that as a big circle.
Pledge, I don't know how our relationships are set up with the pro football guys. I need the analytics on why teams, because we're forgetting about Hopkins is making 27. I need the analytics on. We got to effort somebody. I want to ask somebody, am I missing something as to why we're comfortable with, because they're NFL teams, while we make fun of them, they're smart, and they're smart people behind closed doors. There has to be something that they're seeing in black and white that says this makes him worth
like
this.
Dollar per snap,
Who can we
profit
talk
per
to?
catch is better than profit per run or block.
Yeah,
There's some kind of
I don't
analytic
know.
that's saying, wide receivers are undervalued, and if you go this far and you pay this far, it won't affect you in the end, even though you'll have less money because they mean that much more.
Right.
But I haven't seen, you're right. I need to see something to prove it to me.
Prove it.
I brought this up on halftime yesterday after this broke. Are receivers about to go the way of the running back? And I say that in terms of, you see Jamar Chase sat out a year, came in and dominated. Justin Jefferson immediately coming in and making a name for himself. I'm aware. But the way that you can just go find one in the draft now, are they about to become the new running back of the NFL? Because this is more and more a college-friendly offense, and receivers are easier to translate to it than it's ever been before. And I look at the amount of receivers that come out every year and succeed and start thinking, with the way that they're paying these receivers, are we about to see an overcorrection the same way we saw with running backs?
Well, I think there certainly
so.
The pendulum has swung as far as I think it
To
can
passing,
go,
for
given
sure.
the current salary cap and the amount of money they can totally spend,
Right.
as you can at wide receiver. I don't think they're not going to be another $72 million over 3 year kind of deal or 2 year for Tyreek Hill coming up. That Devontae Adams, that's a rare contract. Now there's other guys that are going to get paid, but I will
Jamar
say
Chase
this.
and Justin Jefferson are doing the gritty right now.
Oh, they're going to get paid.
They're going to get paid.
But the lifespan of a wide receiver, I think, is easier to pay.
Because they're not taking the beating the running
They're
back
not
is.
dead at 30. I mean,
Right.
most running backs, the cliff is 30. Now that's being passed, but for the most part, wide receivers stay healthier longer. So maybe you're able to pay them a little bit more. But I do agree that there's a lot of guys that can do what these guys are doing. Maybe not to this extent.
There's not a lot of Tyreeks.
No, there's not.
Some of them are unicorns. I think Tyreek is a unicorn, and I'll have to see if he's going to have the patience with Tua to start. Like if there's a couple, because we talk about him taking the top off. Him and Mahomes made their living on 3rd and 7, and Tyreek's just wide open across the middle or something like that. Yes, they took the top off more than anybody over the last 6 seasons. That's a fact. But they also dink and dunked you to death to where you just wanted to poke your eyes out. So there's a lot more to Tyreek's game than just being over the top.
And boy, don't you feel like there's going to be a McCaffrey set in Miami? A package for like McCaffrey, a combination of McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel. where you just find a way to get the ball in Tyreek's hands for no other reason than to keep your owner happy who's writing this massive check on Tuesday. I got to get touches.
Yes.
I got to justify his existence.
There will be that, Rob.
Well, then you run into the problem that McCaffrey's run into, overuse.
Yeah. Debo was banged up by the end of the season as well, too.
Halftime's on the road today. Michael Minnis will be up in New Braunfels. John,
good for him.
Yeah, he's gonna be great out there. And head out to Pinkerton's this afternoon. If you're heading down to the game, get there early. Legacy Park, the Yingling Lager Hoop. What's a Hoop Village? Hoop City. Built in the Pinkerton's beautiful area. Come out and join them. We're gonna put a bow on the show. Look forward to a fantastic day of San Antonio sports. There are but 4 locations in all the United States that people are paying attention to, and we are one of them. The madness begins tonight a little after 6 as the regionals are here. We'll talk about it next. You're on R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. The weekend looks spectacular. I just looked at the weather. Over the next 8 days, it is going to be cool in the morning and beautiful in the afternoon. Chamber of Commerce weather. If the weather's great, you better be standing over a beautiful grill with some great-looking meat. And a great meal always starts with great meat coming from Tri-County Meat Market. See, the thing about Tri-County Meat Market is you walk in knowing this is a curated meat process here. This is not just your standard run-of-the-mill box store meats. You get prime or better. You're looking for Wagyu, Akaushi, absolutely they have it. You want locally sourced great meat coming from Dean and Peeler down there in beautiful Floresville, Texas, which, by the way, San Antonio drafted. You're part of us. Head over to Tri-County. Specials every week. First responders, you walk in the door, you're going to get 10% off, and that is for not only our great first responders, but our active duty military as well. They're offices. They're beautiful stores. One over on Huebner. It's to the east of Huebner, about a couple miles in. Beautiful. Or you can head out to the gateway of the hill country out on Ralph Fair Road. Both of the meat markets are going to have their coolers stacked full. Specials every week. Their coolers got all the frozen stuff you might want from all over the country. Unique items, Cajun and the like, desserts, they've got them. Fresh made foods, they got them as well. You're looking for processed kind of meats. You like prepared fajitas and beef fajitas. Oh, wonderful. You like stuffed chicken breasts that are ready to go right on the grill. You don't need to do nothing but stand over there and look good. They've got that too. You're looking for those beautiful tomahawks. Ever wonder where you can get them? They got them. You want 2-inch thick ribeyes? You want 3-inch thick porterhouses? Whatever you want, they can do for you. That's why you go to a place like Tri-County. The meat cutters, they'll tell you how to cook it. They've got the great experience. They're good with you. You can get on their purchase program. They send you emails with all the specials, and you save individual money. I go to Tri-County every week just because they're good people. I go to Tri-County even though I might not have a menu ready. I just go to see what they've got. Do that. Impress your friends, but really treat yourself. You've earned it. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations, specials every week, 10% off first responders. Walk in there and get that 5 for $25. How many more reasons you need? Head over to Tri-County today. Pick up some great meat. Take a picture of that, upload it to sasportstar.com. And you, like somebody tonight, could win a $50 gift card at 6 o'clock as we do every Thursday. Tri-County Meat Market, they're my meat market. They should be yours. They're the best in San Antonio. Go there today, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
The most up-to-date tournament scores and news. We've got it for you, because we all get the madness in March. Listen for the latest. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
With the tournament in town, the Blitz is downtown today at Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue. Join the Blitz at 4. Watch the games on the jumbo screens at Legacy Park. Every hour during the broadcast, we'll give away Yingling Grizzly Ice Chest as well as Pinkerton's gift cards. Enjoy Yingling Lager, Light Lager 99, Golden Pilsner, and Yingling Flight for $4. Join San Antonio Sports Star today at 4 for Yingling Lager Hoop City at Pinkerton's Barbecue.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo, and auto security headquarters has discounts piled to the ceiling. That's right, every store, Austin and San Antonio, and especially the Bandera Road store in San Antonio has discounts on everything. Car stereos, car alarms, and especially the window tint you want. Dark, dark, dark window tint. Also, make your car go thump, 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 mother thump. with new subwoofers and an amplifier. That's right. We can even hook it up to your existing factory car stereo. Get to Mother's Window Tint today. Check us out online at motherswindowtint.com or give us a like and a follow on Facebook. Tell your friends. Come on in. We've got those discounts stacked to the ceiling at Mother's Window Tint. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
As a parent, you know kids are amazing and expensive. But with Fabric, protecting your family with term life insurance is surprisingly affordable with a personalized policy for your family starting at less than $1 a day. It's quick, easy, all online, and you could be approved instantly. Plus, no risk, cancel anytime. Secure your family's financial future today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Vantis Life, not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
Taste of the Northside is back and at a new location. Join us Thursday, April 7th from 6:30 to 11:30 at the Dominion Country Club, hosted by Brighton Center and presented by HEB. This Fiesta event for foodies is one inclusive ticket price that includes parking, entry, live entertainment, and unlimited food tastings for $125. Purchase tickets at tasteofthenorthside.org. Proceeds benefit Brighton Center, providing an educational and developmental foundation for children with disabilities and delays.
It's the sweetest round in basketball.
Oh, big one!
16 teams fighting for the chance to become elite.
You can feel the madness!
Grab your bracket and keep up with San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is Jason Minnick. You're listening to San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R, and it's about done. Glad you joined us today. Well, we are headed in for the next couple of days. It's good to be a San Antonian. The weather's spectacular. Basketball will be popping today. If you don't have your tickets, I don't have any authority whether it's sold out or not. I don't know. I would like to think that we're getting close. The Michigan types, the Houston types come down I-10. The Nova
traveled
types.
the best out of the four. Well, besides Houston, the three. Houston doesn't count. They're down the street. Villanova, Arizona.
I think Arizona believes they've got the best opportunity to win it all. So I think they'll be second, but do not discount Villanova fan. They've been here before. They have reservations. They know where to go because they won a title here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them represent quite well as the Wildcats. I do believe that the Houston is going to give them a good game. I think Arizona's too talented, but boy, I like that one. I think Saturday we're going to have a Wildcat on Wildcat affair. This has been R&R in the morning. We'll see you again tomorrow.
We all know the destination, but it's the journey to the